Good evening. Oops. Man, I need to get my HDMI cable. I'm slacking over here. And I still need to find out what internet provider we have so I could get my little box. But it's nice. I could just lay in bed and stream. Screw it. Ugh. I napped all day. All damn day. But I forgot I missed my appointment with my public defender today. Oops. No, I talked to her. We rescheduled. Hey, Rosalie. Hey, Megan. How you doing? Oh, my vape is yelling at me. It's flashing. You know, when it says they're on empty, I could still use them for like a long time. These geek bars, these are the only ones I've got for a long time because they last a really long time. Oh, I need to quit vaping though. I will eventually. Love you, Nikki. Here comes Nikki to stir trouble. Hey, Siren, love you. Your signal's garbage? All right, well, be careful if you're driving. Oh, man. Hey, Daniel. All right, gather around. I'm going to rant.
No, no chance. No, no dance. No, no chance. No, no dance. No, no chance. Give me second chances.
That's so cool!
I won! Yay! Ow! Ow! My
Hey, Debbie. Hey, Nikki, let me ask you a question. So, when you and Natasha started bickering, how many times did I come in your stream when you were talking about her? Or how many times did I say anything about it? And what did I say if I said anything? Just wondering. Because people seem to not recognize and have self awareness of how shit starts and who starts it. And how they go straight to the bullshit. Okay, hang on. Because listening to that blob in her recliner, not having any self awareness of bullshit she starts. And honestly, now, I mean, I really do think that she does it just so she'll get people over to listen here, and then she'll get people to go over to her little middle school battles on TikTok. Imagine being a 50-year-old plus woman, however old she is, saying that your job is to battle people on the internet. She was doing one of those battles the day that her sister passed. A popularity contest is what a battle is. If you don't know what that is, people go in and click, 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 and there's another person up there to see who wins. You're having a popularity contest on that day. Give me a fucking break. Hey, Wyoming, I hope you're doing good. Glad you're feeling better. All right, hang on, Nikki. Give me a sec. One sec. Okay, I'm back. So, anyways, hold on. So, anyways, can you guys still hear me? Because my bubble stopped moving. Can you hear? Hold on. My internet, it connects. Okay. It connects to the building automatically and then it messes up and then it goes back. Hey, perspective. And while I'm waiting on Nikki, Natasha says some dumbass fucking shit and people just go with it. This woman literally, and Miss Portland was emailing me. She's like, what? She said, and her chat's like, oh yeah, he's a predator. Oh my God, that's so sick. She said that I had sex with Mrs. Portland and Mr. Portland. And that's how those pictures of Mrs. That's how I got those pictures of Mrs. Portland. Bitch, are you fucking crazy? And the dumbasses that sit there and fucking believe it. Those pictures Miss Portland sent to me. Dumbasses. Oh, hold on. Hello.
Give me 2 seconds. I just got to quickly go do something, but I'll be back to answer your questions. Hold on.
Okay. Love you too, perspective. And since Nikki's here, you know, Natasha started going at me on a live stream. She didn't contact me because I said to everyone, because I was trying to be a neutral mediator. I said, Nikki apologized just so everyone knows, and about the diary thing. Why the fuck is it okay for Natasha when she gets mad at me to contact my ex, to, you know, put her big ass nose in my business because she's mad, but she ain't triggered? But it's not okay to mention that Natasha shared out those diary pages or anything like that. Going into someone's family shit is going into someone's family shit. And you did that to me, Natasha. So you could save me with all that bullshit that, oh, Robbie turned. The fuck I did, bitch. You made me. You came after me. And I don't give a fuck what I say about your sister, your grandma, who the fuck ever, because you literally poke at something that's very personal to me and that happened to me, and fucking mock the fact that somebody took advantage. And hold on, Nikki, sorry. While I'm talking about that, and well, people in your chat and you, I didn't hear Robbie say no to that man in his story at all. And he said the man was hot. Well, do you think I'm going to invite a man over to my house that wasn't fucking hot, dumbass? And I'm sorry I didn't give you the full script word by word what was fucking said those like 3+ hours that he was doing that to me. So fuck off with that. Hey, Gladys. Okay, Nikki, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so the first question that you hi everybody. So you asked about how many times you came in my chat. Can you hear me okay? Because I had to buy another fucking headset.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So never. And right from the beginning, so when this first started, I'm not going to get into it all because this is Robbie's panel, but I'll just say this. From the very beginning, when I realized what was about to go down, like, and I'm talking within the week leading up to my mom passing, which has nothing to do with this. I'm just saying, just for time's sake is the reason, so you guys have an idea of the timing, which is when this started. I didn't go to Robbie immediately because I don't do shit like that. But when it was becoming obvious, I had one very short conversation with Robbie. And this is before I spoke out on it, before any of that. And Robbie made it very clear to me, as he has done in the past with other people that I don't get along with. He's said, I'm not getting involved and I'm not going to be in your chat if you're dragging Natasha. And that was
Yep.
the end of it. And if Robbie or anybody of any one of my friends says that to me, I understand that's the end of it. And I'm good with that. And so, no, you guys can go back and check. You will not see him in there. I do remember one night he came in, he said hello. I don't know if I was talking about her. I must have been, because then you were gone.
You were
There was
talking
no,
about Kim, and
oh,
Kim, the way Kim flips. I'm just gonna pause you there real quick because that YT chick or whatever that has kissed Natasha's ass for a very long time. She went up on the panel last night and she shut Jax the fuck up. Which, by the way, as somebody was saying in her chat, Nikki wants you to go up and face Robbie on a panel or something. I'm like, I don't give a fuck to talk to Jax, but I would because Jax flip flops. Jax was just messaging me the other day, a really kind message, but yet is up there talking shit.
okay.
So
Let me
why?
clear that up. I never said that like the way that that person said it. What I said was, if you want to run your fucking mouth about Robbie, why don't you get up on a panel and say it to Robbie? That's what I
Yeah.
said.
So YT gets up there and shuts these flip floppers the fuck up, which I don't care for YT. But then YT said something that stood out to me, and it's a fact. YT said, if you hurt Natasha, you hurt us. If you apologize to Natasha and come back, we'll welcome you. So what you're saying is you are fucking sheep and you don't think for your fucking self. That's exactly what that YT bitch said, and she is spot on. These bitches do whatever the fuck Natasha does because they don't think for themselves. Well, me on the other hand, I fucking do. And Nikki, you probably have some of those messages where I said that I'm not coming in, and you could even show them
Mm-hmm.
because I've told Nikki a couple of times that. So for
Yeah, and it's
Kim
not
to
just
flip
because
flop,
it's Natasha. There have been
yeah,
other people that I have not gotten along with and publicly been fighting with, that you have made the decision, because you're a grown ass man who can do that. You've decided to be friends with them, and I'm
right,
fine. I mean, I don't have a choice, and we've already talked about this a million times. Our friendship is ours. No one else has anything to do with it. So yeah, feel free. Like, it's got nothing to do with me who you're friends with. And yes, if you know, I respect your friends, and no, I won't disrespect your friends in front of you. That's
yeah,
called
and
being civilized.
yep, and that's why our friendship has been for as long as it is and how good it is. And so, meanwhile, I'm witnessing Natasha doing streams on you and you doing streams on her.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Natasha blowing up my shit, texting me, calling me. Nikki's doing this. She's doing this. And I was like, okay, well, I could mediate privately. I don't want
No,
to
that's
talk to her.
Natasha.
I
I
don't
didn't say
care.
that. He's talking about Natasha.
Yes.
It just sounded to me like you said Nikki's doing this. No, he's talking about right now. He's saying what Natasha's saying.
Yeah, Natasha was blowing up my shit. And so, okay, all I can do is say, basically, what do you want me to do about it? Oh, you want me to. The bottom line is, she wasn't getting the answer she wanted. What she wanted was for me to say, oh, Nikki is fucking terrible. Fuck that. I'm on your side. I support you. No. Because Natasha, you're not fucking innocent. You're petty when you fight. And I saw the petty shit you were throwing Nikki's direction. Just like Nikki can throw petty shit in your direction. You're both fucking adults, but you couldn't fucking handle that I just wanted to remain neutral. So what did you do, Natasha? You did a stream on me. For all the times that you reached out to me about whining and bitching and complaining about Nikki, even though publicly you'll say, oh, she doesn't bother me. The fuck she doesn't, bitch. You were fucking blowing my shit up about her. So this whole time you could contact me about how much is bugging you about Nikki. You couldn't fucking reach out to me to say, Robbie, I can't believe you said she apologized. Well, she did fucking apologize just because it wasn't in the style or the exact wording you fucking wanted, cry me a fucking river. So Natasha goes up and starts fucking dragging me. That's where this started, Natasha. And then you started going on. You said, oh, well, I went on about your essay because the night before you were going on and on and on about me. You bet your fucking ass I was, because
That
you
doesn't
flipped on me,
justify
bitch.
it. That,
No.
you know what? It doesn't justify it. And the fact that she even used that against you or even brought any of that up in this bullshit, that is a real life traumatizing experience that you went through. And she's using it against you over some bullshit on YouTube speaks volumes about her. And I'm not like, it's crazy to me to think that like how she behaves. Now, she says, everybody here, I know everybody here understands what democracy is, right? It's freedom. She very clearly said 2 nights ago, there is no democracy in her community. She's
Mm-hmm.
the fucking queen. When she was going off on Noodle Mash, she said that. She doesn't give a fuck about your opinions. When you think about what that woman said, you know she wasn't talking about her enemies, because her enemies know she doesn't give a fuck about their opinions. I'm
Mm-hmm.
certain she was speaking to her supporters. And she admitted that she pokes at people. She said it to Noodle Mash. She said, I've been trying to get you to fuck with me. I've been poking it. She said all of that.
Yep.
And now what she's doing, this is how ignorant and evil she is. Just because Robbie, a grown-ass man, who, by the way, is dealing with his own trauma right now, just because he took no sides, by the way, let me just point that out. It's not that he didn't take her side and he chose mine. He didn't take a side. He took no one's side, is when she started going at him. And now she, in the middle of everything that he has been through, and now going through a divorce, a sexual assault, and just other things, okay? This pig is inciting hatred by the masses at him. That's what she's doing. That is important for everybody. People need to recognize this isn't some stupid bitch running her mouth. She's literally filling people's heads up with lies, like he took advantage of a vulnerable individuals, or two of them, who weren't vulnerable when her ass was showing their fucking photos and she was dragging them. No, they were fine then. But now with her big mouth, she's weaponizing them and trying to incite hatred towards Rob. She knows what the fuck she's doing. It's the same thing she did with me and the diary pages. She won't take accountability for what she did. She weaponized the child against me. And the things that she says about me threatening a child, attacking a child, none of that is true. But she's telling a large group of people this. And now this group of people is now referring to themselves as we, us. You
They're
guys think about
idiots.
what she's doing. She's inciting hatred.
Yeah. And so the only time she's ever spoke to my husband is when he asked me to get her to help him with his TikTok. Okay, that's it. Other than that, she has put his and my brother-in-law's picture up on the screen, mocking them, mocking their criminal history, mocking what a cheater Michael is and all this bullshit, right? But now, she just wants to feel like she spited me by helping get the ball rolling, with my divorce, which him and I have been trying to do that for a long time. It just
I
came down
think
to who's going to pay for it. And we agreed that he would as of recently. And so you fucking helped me. So
no,
you will
Robbie.
always be the person that fucking helped me, bitch, because I wasn't paying for that,
I don't think
Natasha.
that I honestly, no, I don't believe for one goddamn second that Natasha has it in her to want to help anyone. Certainly not your ex-husband or soon to be ex-husband. No, I honestly believe that the only reason she connected with him and offered whatever help whatever is because she wants dirt on you.
Yeah,
That's
and
what she
see,
wants.
what they're confused about also is, and what I can talk about is the case that I'm a victim in. So, uh, she's dumb because she's saying that my husband can't own a gun. So that's impossible. He didn't have a gun. Well, you are stupid, Natasha, because the case that I'm a victim in, that I got updates that he just got sentenced on, is that this was way before my scenario, which there was zero violence in, by the way. Nobody was home but me when this happened, by the way, when I got arrested. But months and months and months before that,
A wall was violated. Go on.
my door was broke in with a crowbar because I didn't want to talk. And the crowbar was held above my head like I was going to be beat with it. And then a shotgun was pulled out. Now, if you're a felon, you are not supposed to have a gun in your possession. He called the cops on himself that day because I started video recording in case anything happened, and he called the cops on me for video recording. Well, basically, he called the cops on himself because the cops were like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Why do you have a gun, and why does your brother have a gun? You're both felons. You're both going to jail. That's
Robbie, I have
what
a
the fuck
question.
happened.
Did you know that there were firearms in your home?
No, I did not. No, it was in my brother-in-law's closet.
Mm.
So my brother-in-law is a sex offender and he's not supposed to have a gun. So that's what happened. Those are two separate scenarios. The other one I'm not talking about. And so you got it all twisted. And Lonnie, he's not supposed to have a gun, so that's a lie. No, that's the whole reason he got a felony charge, because he's not supposed to have a gun as a felon. Yeah, I showed Gladys when the door was beat in. I put that shit in my mod chat. So get your facts straight before you open your mouth, Natasha. Because these idiots in your chat, they just go with anything.
Well, here's the thing, though. If the, you know what, they're running around and they're saying all of the things that they're saying, but it's interesting the parts that they don't mention. Okay, and
Right.
one of the parts that they don't mention in that situation is you didn't get arrested, did you, that day? Or who got in trouble that
Hell
day?
no. No,
Was it
I'm
you?
the victim. I have a victim's advocate and everything for
So
that.
for what reason are they talking about any of that?
Right. And I also have a protection order still. So you could spare me with that shit.
Oh, Robbie was never a DV victim. And what about Kim? Since we're on the
Yeah.
subject.
No, I am a DV victim, and that they dropped the DV part of it, and he's got a gun charge.
Well, I mean, who is she? Who is anyone to talk about these kinds of situations? First of all, none of us were there. I mean, well, you did show some pretty good proof, but I mean, if she's going to be talking about, and I know Kim and Crafton were as well, and those are two people that should shut the fuck up when it comes to domestic violence.
Okay, this is somebody, okay, Kim and Crafton. She was letting Crafton live homeless on the streets because he was in jail because of what happened with them. And they're all lovey-dovey lovebirds. No, you're not lovebirds. You guys got a fucked up relationship, and you need to get out when it's time to get out. That's what the fuck I did. And Natasha thinks by doing what she's doing, she's spiting me or something. Nikki, how long ago did I move on from
You were still
my
living there.
relationship? Yeah, we were. These bitches think that like I got kicked out and dumped. No,
No,
I broke up with him when he beat in my fucking door, and we separated rooms and lived peacefully.
I'm sure he would. I mean, I'm certain Michael would. I mean, no, not that he should, but yeah, they had a situation. It was, that happened and it was over. And then Michael actually, and I remember this because Michael and Robbie, when that happened, and Robbie it was decided that he was going to have his own room, Michael helped Robbie set that room up.
He did it for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't, but I'm just saying, like, they were friends. They were on very good terms. They just understood that this um, relationship, they both recognized that it wasn't healthy for either one of them, and that they just at that point could not continue, like that. And they did. And I still remember Michael helped him. Well, he did. He really did do all of it. He didn't just throw everything into the room. No, he set it all up. He did everything. And even after that, Michael was still messaging Robbie or calling Robbie. I witnessed this firsthand when he'd be on his way home asking him, do you need anything? I'm popping by wherever he was, grocery store. I don't remember where he was going, but he would call and ask Robbie, what do you want? Like, do you need anything? And Robbie would do the same. They were
Right.
they were friends. And yeah, there was another fight after that because I don't know what Robbie was up to that day, but what shit went down that day too. And then obviously at that point, and they realized, all right, okay, this is not going to fucking work. So now, we cannot live together anymore. We are all adults. We all have a lot of life experience, and we should all understand that. This is not
Right.
something
And
that you look at and say, oh, he did this, and no one knows unless you're friends with Rob and he shared it with you. But that's all. That's what happened. I mean, yeah, some bullshit went down. However, it's certainly not the way they want it to be.
right. And I'm not going to talk about, because it's open, and I'm not going to talk about the details of it. But Crafton and Kim saying there was violence, there was zero violence. You get a charge for domestic violence when you have an argument with your significant other. That's what I had my charge for in 2007, and that argument was over the phone. I got domestic violence, and so did my ex. So there was zero violence, and what caused that were lies and my money being used for lies. Period. That's all I'm going to say about that. And I got upset. So
Okay,
this
her
woman,
boyfriend left her fucking ass. Can she share those details, please, Natasha? If you're listening, I'd love to hear the fucking details. Can you let us know how we can get a hold of Dalton,
yeah,
please? If you don't mind, I can see it's fair. Like, I'd like to know what the fuck went on with you two.
my guess is he got tired of the lack of hygiene and self-respect for herself and fucking neglecting her for online bullshit.
Well,
Or
she can talk
neglecting
about your
him.
situation. Can we not talk about hers?
Right.
They're talking about mine, and they don't know anything about it. But I mean, they're out here talking about everybody's marriages. Well, Natasha, can we guess about what? I guess we can assume what happened with you.
It's not hard to guess. She, every single time, gave her all to being queen of the internet instead of queen of her relationship. That's clear to see.
I think it was the fact that he had to rub her feet, but
That's disgusting. That's fucking sick. I bet he's so fucking grateful he's out of that. But yeah, all the guessing and Kim, bitch, you over there trying to poke my buttons when first of all, I didn't do shit to you. I literally left Nikki's chat when I saw she was talking about you. Because I was like, we're on good terms, we're getting along. I ain't gonna start that shit back up again, but you're a sheep. And that YT bitch proved that shit when she went up on that panel, but she also proved she's a sheep. Because you will sit there and say, this is what addicts do, and that Sabrina bitch. This is what addicts do. They do, bitch, you don't fucking know me. And even with my addictions I've had, you have no idea what my patterns are with it, what I do with them. Nothing. You just say that to fucking poke. And if these people actually believed that I was like a severe addict, they wouldn't fucking even speak on it because they would know that that would trigger something in an addict. Bitch, you addicted to something and that's making you fucking go up in pounds.
well,
So
here's
mind your
something that
own.
I think here's something that I also think speaks volumes, and that is that so Natasha was in fact texting or messaging people that were on my panel to go over to leave my panel and go over to hers. And it wasn't just Robbie and Siren. There were other people whose names I'm obviously not going to mention. And she was doing it to people in my chat. Absolutely, she was. And Natasha, fuck you. try and tell me that I'm lying, because these people will come out and say that you did do that. So anyways, but the reason I bring that up is now that night that, Siren and Robbie were on my panel, and she texted them and she wanted them to go over. That was, I believe maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago, right? Because it was the night of the pictures. So all of these things that she's saying about Robbie now, all these horrible things, all of the fucking terrible things that he's done, all the things she's bringing up, right? Nothing of what she's saying now was not true then. But yet, then, she was his friend. She accepted every fucking thing about him. She texted him and wanted him up on her panel.
And she brags about defending me. First of all, bitch, I don't need some female like yourself, I'm going to be nice, to defend me. I defend my fucking self. So you bragging about being there for me, being on my side, defending me, makes you a fucking hypocrite. Because now, all those things you defended me on, now it's bad. Well, that makes you look dumb, bitch, not me.
Well, she is the kind of person that I've talked about before. The kind of person that, they know these things about you because they collect them when they're friends with you, and then they put them in their back pocket, and they'll accept everything about you, all of your flaws and everything, when you're friends and when you benefit them. Because don't think for one goddamn second that Robbie did not benefit this bitch, because she fucking clout chased off of him the moment she got to this onto YouTube. And I can tell you that's a fact, because I went into her chat, and that bitch was restreaming him when he was in front of, we didn't even know who she was, Robbie, when she was restreaming him out when he was outside of the Watts house with Mexi, and she was threatening to call the police. And I went in there and I was like, oh, hell no, you stupid bitch. That's the first time that we saw her here on YouTube. So she was already clout chasing him. And she's been doing that this whole time. Now, she didn't care about anything. And yeah, I actually don't know if she ever defended you. She probably did. Now, she was defending Robbie, and she was friends with him, knowing all of the things that she is now using against him. She knew all of those things about him up until she realized that he was not going to pick a side. It wasn't, like I said, I don't want to say that he chose my side, because that's not what happened. He said
no, I stopped
choosing any sides, and she started running her fucking mouth.
I stopped tolerating her passive aggressive fits that she was having, her pouty, childish little fits. And I'm going to address Wyoming's comment. Hold on, there was another one.
I don't know why she got pictures of Wyoming's feet.
Yeah, anyways, about the feet thing, Natasha, you still haven't fucking done it. You were all about other people's looks. I said, and I turned my camera on, went full camera, full body. Why haven't you done that shit yet? Her excuse was, I've never done that. Well, bitch, then shut up. And also, you said, it's because of Robbie that Merb has been on my ass. It's because of Robbie, because that whole Merb stuff. Bitch, you inserted yourself that night, which she's all about numbers, by the way. Nobody gives a fuck about your numbers. You should focus on the numbers on the scale in your fucking bathroom, because those are the ones that really fucking matter about your health and everything else. But you're concerned about numbers and all this bullshit. But you saw what attention that was getting that night that Mexi and I got in a fight. And she's like, they saw what Robbie did to Mexi, blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Because first of all, him and I are cool now. But you saw how much attention that was getting that night. So you plopped your ass on my panel. And you said something about Merb. You continued on about Merb. About mommy ramblings. That's on you, bitch.
She also, yeah, that is. And I remember that night. She also went up on her panel. And didn't she get into a bit of an argument with her? That has nothing to do with you. You didn't tell her to do that. She did that.
When have I ever went to somebody and said, hey, can you stick up for me?
Never. I've never. Nor have you ever gotten angry with anyone for not doing that.
No. And so she goes on. And last night, yeah, I did make a community post because I was chatting in her chat and I'm blocked. She's like, "Oh, he's watching. You damn right, bitch. Should have given me a link too."
Can I
But
say
she says,
something?
yeah,
Sorry. Okay, so she said she was making a big deal about how you said, and I mentioned this before, but I feel like, it's important to mention again. She was talking about how you said she should stand up, and she was like, "What? When do I ever stand up? Who stands up? Who does that?" And I told people, I don't think this. I don't think this was I think this is when you were off for a week. But I let everybody. I had to put that in perspective and let people know the reason that Robbie said that, told Natasha to stand up and show her whole body, because that was during the time that she was literally judging Country Joe and everybody else for their entire body. She was body shaming everybody else. That's the only reason he said, "Show yours then."
yep,
Not because he wanted to see her fucking body. He was saying to her, well, pretty much, okay, if you're going to judge this person from head to toe, why don't let us see you from head to toe?
yeah. And, yeah, and I don't get into the Mexi thing because we're good now. That all started from bullshit, okay? It started from two-faced people that were trying to start trouble and infidelities. It's funny how all these people support cheaters. And I'm not trying to be mean to Mexi when I say that. I'm talking about at the time. They were defending somebody who was cheating. What does she do right now, inserting herself in my relationship? She goes and supports a compulsive cheater, which I have nothing against him. But those are the facts. That's why I was like, dude, I'm better than you. I'm better than this. I'm out of this relationship, period. I can get me a piece of my own and be single and get whatever I want. But she supports that because she flip-flops so fucking easily. You realize that fundraiser that she went to him about had been up for a long time, and something that stood out. I know why she did that, not to just get back at me, which she helped me, so thank you. She did it to get back at Scarlett.
What?
Because Scarlett is the biggest donator in my divorce fundraiser that my husband has. Scarlett donated $100. Natasha
And
couldn't
then
have that. She had to one up Scarlett.
wait a minute. It's interesting that you mentioned that, because when I think that Natasha, when she was talking about corresponding with your husband, she said something like something only costs the filings only costed around $100.
It
So
only
by
cost
the way,
$230.
her saying that is actually detrimental to the fundraiser. So she's doing the opposite of helping Michael when she's telling people it only costs $100, when she doesn't really know that, and she doesn't know what legal funds he may or may not have. She shouldn't have even said that, but she's a fucking evil, greedy cunt.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's why she said
And this is
she was going
somebody.
to pay for it.
How she flip flops is this is somebody before. He's a loser. He's a felon. He's a cheater. But now all of a sudden, she all of these people they just flip flop with whatever's going to get at you. And last night she was saying, um, Robbie, you've always used Siren. You used him for money and all this shit, bitch. And Siren, I'm not going to throw you under the bus, but I talked to him last night about this. I said, I have never in my
How dare
life,
you? I'm
if
kidding.
that were the case, if I kissed Siren's ass, and him and I spoke about this last night, and matter of fact, Natasha, just to let you fucking know, I still have $100 from Siren waiting to be transferred and accepted in my PayPal right now because I was debating it.
She's
Be-
weaponizing Siren right now.
she is. If I kissed Siren's ass and used him for money, just like Scarlett or anybody else who donates big amounts of money, and Siren does, don't you think that I wouldn't speak my fucking mind and tell them when I disagree with them? Don't you think it'd be the opposite? And I wouldn't tell Siren, hey, I don't fucking agree with this. And I wouldn't have a normal relationship with Siren where we're honest with each other? Don't you think I would shut my fucking mouth?
I would like to say something about that situation, Natasha, and like, speaking of choosing, here's a good situation here. Siren and I, okay, we're not friends anymore. Robbie is friends with both of us, and
Yep.
we're all happy and fine with that. Do you see how that works? I would never tell Robbie. I would never speak badly about Siren to Robbie or in his presence. And I don't believe Siren would either. And we're both capable, because we're civilized, we are both capable of not liking each other and yet still at the same time being very close friends with Robbie and not putting him in the middle. Just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. But she does. She weaponizes him. And she has, first of all, I have no problem telling people when I have an issue with them. She does. But she'll do it publicly and drag them on her channel. She won't do it privately. She won't do what normal people with normal social skills do.
She doesn't have backup privately.
No. So, and she knows that she will have to be in an intimate setting if it's one-on-one, either, on a live or privately, because that'll make her uncomfortable. She won't have cheerleaders. She won't be able to boot you off a panel.
She's a fucking coward. Natasha Cooper left the chat. Natasha Cooper jumps off panels. She's a coward.
Bingo, S. Hockett. She does need control.
Exactly,
and she does lie a lot. That woman lies. I mean, I was actually laughing when she was saying that shit about Miss Portland, like saying that I had virtual sex with Mrs. Portland and her husband. And these dumbasses just go along with it and believe her. And by the way, I'm not a numbers person, but last night she said, Robbie and Nikki can't pull 200 in a chat. Screenshot that, bitch. There you go.
How would she know what I can pull if
Since
she
you're all
doesn't know
about
me?
numbers, I like to prove you wrong, bitch.
She doesn't know me though, right? Isn't that what she doesn't know me. That's what she started off by saying, and that's why people turned on me, because people actually believed I was attacking this woman for no reason. But all of a sudden, she now knows all this history of me. She remembers me from this chat and from that panel, and nobody wants to call her out for that.
Right.
She is a fucking liar.
And the funny thing is, she was addressing that woman on your panel last night saying, I don't know them. It's very convenient, Natasha, for somebody who says, for somebody who says she has an exquisite memory and vocabulary.
No, she doesn't.
It's funny that when she wants to brush things off, all of a sudden she doesn't know that person.
Did she wait? What did you say she said about my friend?
She doesn't. She has no idea. She doesn't know who.
Okay, really, Natasha, you do know her because you have had quite a bit to say about her. That's the woman that you claimed came to you for dirt on Jen Liu. That's who the fuck was up on my panel. Don't try and act like you don't know who she is, because you know good and goddamn well who she is. And all the other women from that group that you came to us to dox Jen Liu, her husband, her adult son, and her minor child, telling us even what school the child went to. I'm not going to get into more details, but bitch, you dropped all of that in a chat with all of us.
Hold on a minute.
6 years ago.
Did you show that?
I can't show that.
Why?
The docs?
Send it to me. I'll show it right. I'll edit it and show it right now.
I'd have to get it from.
Oh, okay.
She's like, it was her, like she created the group chat that, okay, so Natasha approached her, and then she came to us and she told us, like, this woman just came to us, and it's about Jen Liu, and she wasn't sure, what it was about. And then Gypsy created a group chat for some of her admins. I was one of them, and Natasha, to all of us get together to figure out what was going on. And Natasha was dropping all of this information in that chat. Now, Natasha thinks she's gotten off scot-free here because she seems to believe that because she no longer has that Facebook account, that it can't be proven. Bitch, we took screenshots then. And I took screenshots a few years ago, and it was still showing your photo and your name and all your voice clips. So there's no doubt that that was you. And you've already admitted it. You've already admitted that there was some interaction. So when Gypsy gets all her stuff together, because she's very new to this new YouTube stuff, yes, we're going to show everything. Obviously, things are going to be redacted, but I'm going to show everybody exactly what the fuck Natasha is still lying about. She's still lying, because when she said Jen Lu left our group in 2017, and then Gypsy approached her in 2019. That's a fucking lie. That was a lie. And Jen knows it's a lie. By the way, Natasha, are you out of your mind? Jen Lu knows what you said is a fucking lie. Now, I don't want to bring her into this, but she will never stand by you and say and confirm anything that you're saying. Because you are a fucking liar, Natasha, and you lied about that entire situation. And that woman, Gypsy, that was on my panel, that's the woman that you're lying about. You know who she is, and she knows who you are. And so do a bunch of other women that were a part of that back then. They all still talk, all still friends. And they fucking remember your ugly ass too. So,
And, speaking of that, people yesterday in her chat and on her panel were saying, why does it matter? Who cares if she knew them or not? What's the point? The point is to prove what a liar Natasha is.
thank
Okay.
you.
And the point is to prove she did know Nikki, and she's always had a problem with Nikki, and that all this passive aggressive stuff she was doing by going live at the same time, by throwing digs at Nikki, talking about her, not saying her name, was poking. And to prove that she was starting everything that you're witnessing before your eyes right now. And to prove what a fucking liar she is. And for Jax, Kim, Lonnie, any of those people that Natasha has gone hard at before in the past, you should already know this. But you're dumb and you flip-flop with whatever you feel is going to make you feel more comfortable and have more people on your side.
I
It's
think
all
it's
about
fear
numbers.
for them.
Oh, it
I think
is.
they
They're
know.
scared that she's going to fucking drag them again. Because
Mhm.
look what she's doing to me, to you, to everybody she fucking even gets a little bit angry at. She goes real life on them. She drags them. She'll sit there and fucking throw people's personal shit in their face. And who the fuck you calling lonely and throwing numbers? Bitch, you worry about numbers because you are fucking lonely.
That reminds me. Thank you. Sorry. Okay. This is also something really important. I said that. Okay. So Natasha continues to say this is her business. This is her livelihood. Nothing personal, right? She keeps
Talking about my
saying that.
essay is her job.
But, well, I'm going to get to that. But before that happened, that's what she was saying, that this is her livelihood. This is how she makes money. This is a business. This whole YouTube thing is a business. Meanwhile, she said that during the month that she was, coming at me before anybody even knew what she was doing, while she was going at Noodle Mash. And then after I fucking snapped, that's when she started dragging me publicly. So just know that she's making money off of me. She's making money off of Robbie, off of Noodle, off of everybody. No, she herself has admitted this by saying this is her business. She's not doing true crime. She's not doing sales. What the fuck if YouTube is her business and all she's doing on YouTube is dragging people? What that implies to me is that we are her little cash cows. We're the ones making her money. And that is also a contributing factor to why she was poking at me, because she probably didn't think she was getting very much back from not enough from Noodle Mash. Noodle Mash, I mean, I don't really follow her, so I don't know how often she goes live. I don't believe she goes live that often. It's like once a week or something, maybe. But that's not enough for Natasha. Natasha needs someone like me that's going to do it every single night. So of course, and by the way, she had reasons to do what she was doing, to poke at me. But by saying to everybody that she didn't know me, made herself look innocent. And that's what was pissing me off. It's the fact that people who were my friends believed her, and actually didn't, they believed her. She has a bunch of people believing her, but nobody wants to stop and just actually look at this shit that she's saying. Do you hear her? She's telling on herself. And now what's she doing to Robbie? What is she doing to Robbie? She's slandering him. She's attacking him. She's dragging him. She's talking about, things that she shouldn't be speaking of. She's inciting hatred on him. And for what?
Yeah, and I tried. I tried. I was like, you guys, it's not a huge deal. You're both not doing anything wrong. You're not doxing each other. It could be easily resolved or just dropped, forgotten about. She couldn't have that. And now here she is.
I did say to you, though, yes, I would speak to her.
Yes. And, here she is just throwing a temper tantrum. And Natasha, nobody gives a fuck about, of course I care that you're freshly fucking talking about me being assaulted and making light of it. And you could say you don't believe it all you want. I don't give a fuck about that. It felt good to get off my chest. Now, I didn't expect a dumb bitch and a flip flopper like you, who was supposed to be my friend, to just flip and go real life on everything that you could possibly go real life on right now. And then sit there and say, he doesn't have a job, he quit, when you were just defending me on that not long ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, saying, and damn good and well, these people called my job, telling me that I have nothing, saying he's lonely, he has nothing. First of all, only thing that would make me lonely is not having a pet here right now, because I love fucking animals and I miss them. Other than that, I love my downtime, and I have plenty of friends, and I have plenty of hard work that I put into the company I worked for, and I'm waiting on my fucking pension check, which could take up to 6 weeks. So, bitch, spare me with the you don't got a job, you don't got nothing, you're lonely, all this bullshit. No, bitch, that's you. That's why you rely on a number to make you feel like you're a queen, because nobody else outside of the internet makes you feel that way. You come here for validation. This ain't your job. This is your self-validating fucking way of loving yourself, when really you should be applying that shit and loving yourself outside of the fucking internet. And you don't.
You know what? This is a woman. Here's how I feel about her. I think she's a miserable, scheming, conning, scamming, greedy, hateful bitch. And I truly believe that she's got some serious fucking mental health issues that are unaddressed, and she'll never change. This woman will never change. She wants money. That she's greedy as fuck. She's just greedy. She has no empathy for people. She doesn't give a fuck what she has to do to get that money, but she's going to get it.
I have a logical question. And I'm asking this because of how invested she has become in my personal business. Think about this. Okay? She had to close her shop. She failed to mention this last night when she said, I had to close my shop back in 2000 whenever. Well, she closed it because she was on the news for scamming people.
I have the pictures of the way she left it.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
So, here's my question.
She was evicted.
So you don't have a job for God knows how long. Dalton's not there paying bills. I think Hannah lives there. I think Hannah has a job. Where is her income coming from besides YouTube? Because you can't tell me that she's actually making enough money to pay all of her bills, her rent.
I'm pretty sure she's on disability.
That's what I'm guessing.
Sorry. Yeah.
So this scamming bitch, how are you paying your bills? If you don't have a job and you're shaming everyone else for their living situations in this, so it's either she's on disability or Hannah is paying her fucking bills. Which one is it? Because you're so invested in mine. What do you do for an income? You love to brag about your income on here. but I guarantee it's not paying your bills.
And I
Guarantee.
guarantee you, Natasha, your fucking income is literally fucking pennies compared to mine. I don't mean to be fucking rude here, but that's just a fact.
Yeah. Oh,
And
and she also said, Siren, I sure hope you didn't pay Robbie's rent. Bitch,
oh
I
god,
paid my rent. And they're saying, oh, his subscribers bought his furniture. First of all, my couches are my aunt gave them to me. Okay, my subscribers have been very kind to me, donated since I'm in between jobs, and they've got stuff off my wish list. But bitch, I had a career. I paid for my motherfucking rent. Nobody else fucking did that. Who the fuck is paying your rent, Natasha?
I don't think
And
she
who's
pays
been
rent. I
paying your
think she
rent?
lives in a house that doesn't she live with her mom's house or something that they own or something?
God only
Not
fucking
Natasha, but
knows.
her grandmother's house or something.
I've always thought she was on disability and just didn't say anything to anyone just so they never called on her.
I think she's squatting. No, I believe she is. Just based on what I have observed from this fucking woman, I think that she's taking advantage of an elderly person, and I think that she's using. That's what I. It's just. I mean, I could be wrong, but just from what I see, Natasha, is that true?
Well, let's say that somebody did pay my rent or, help me with something. Every time that I've asked for something on here, and if you want something, you have to ask. So anytime I've asked for help, I have proven what I've used fundraiser money for. My wedding, moving, all of that shit. Prove to us where your money is for the website you raised money on.
There's
Prove
no
to us.
website worth $10,000. Just so everybody knows, that's not possible. There's no fucking way she paid $10,000 for a website. It's not.
No.
To buy her name, to purchase the domain, natashacooper.com, is $141. You can go look it up. And you
Right.
can pay
And
like
also,
10 or 20 bucks a month if you want a template. But a $10,000? No.
Also, I've never seen her provide proof of billable hours because when she raised money and she said she was having all these meetings with her quote unquote attorney that everybody was paying for. I can't remember the exact amount of money that she raised. It was a lot.
20,000 was
I
it?
think 20,000. I think it was. And she was saying there were so many meetings. Well, when you have an attorney, much like I did with mine, and people were saying that, I didn't pay for it and all of that, all I did was you get billable hours printed out to you on a receipt. All you have to do is edit out the things that they were doing because that would go against your or your agreement to
Like
be,
she did with her Ozempic
private.
prescription. Yes, she could edit that out. Yes.
Edit it out and show your fucking billable hours. She hasn't even shown who her fucking attorney is or was. Exactly, Ruth Ann. There is and was no attorney. And these idiots that continue to give her money, they continue to support all of her lies or believe anything she says. They still haven't seen proof of this.
I don't believe that
This
she has shown
YT bitch
proof
that's
of
up her ass.
anything.
Yeah.
Even the
And
proof
I
she tried
was,
to show about me proved her wrong.
yep. I was so happy when I saw that YT go up there and prove what sheep her followers are, including YT. I was almost, well, I felt embarrassed for Kim and them because they just shut the fuck up as soon as she went up there and basically called him out for flip flopping because that's what they are. But then she told on herself too and was like, saying anything Natasha does, will do. Anything you do to her, you do to us. Well, YT, what that tells me is you do not think for yourself. You don't have a mind of your own. And you will just go with anything and bow down to anything that Natasha says because she's Queen Natasha. And that tells me that you're a pushover. You cannot tell me that everything Natasha does you agree with. And I guarantee, YT, you've never stood up to the bitch, or you would be in the position that all of us that she ends up going real life on and dragging us, you'd be in our position. But you couldn't handle that shit, YT. Couldn't handle it.
Somebody said that I was I was upset because I was jealous and I couldn't handle the fact that Natasha didn't want to be my friend or be in her chat. I've never been in that bitch's chat.
Nikki's never liked you,
Ever.
Natasha.
No, I have not liked her since I saw the abuse that I saw, which I'm not going to go into because I respect Robbie's panel. But I saw what I saw. She knows what I saw. She I can't really say. I don't want to go into it here, but trust and believe. Natasha fucking knows. She knows who I am. She knows who Gypsy is. She knows who a few of these other women are. And I just don't think she expected that they might come to this platform and call her fucking ass out. Don't think, Natasha, that they haven't been keeping their fucking eyeballs on your ass, because they have. But when you start saying shit like this person came to you, now she's going to have something to say about that, Natasha, and you're going to have a whole group of other bitches coming for you. Just
Right.
like they did in 2019. You should have just shut the fuck up and just stop poking at me is what you should have done. Because
Yeah,
you think you're the queen? Bitch, I'm a king then.
I was born a queen. Sizzle Silva, thank you for saying that. Yeah, that's another thing YT said when she was on panel. Is she said to Kim when she was basically, you know, slapping them on the hand, Kim and Jax and Kim's girlfriend, she said, it is a privilege. It is a privilege to be on Natasha's panel. Like, they should be honored to be there. Like, it's the fucking Grammys or something. No, you are a pawn. If you're on Natasha's panel, you're there to say worse shit about people so she doesn't get in trouble. That is why she contacted me and Siren that day when we were on Nikki's panel to go up on her panel. Because if you guys didn't know the point, she said, I need help cussing. I'm like, what? She needed help getting in trouble on YouTube. Well, she didn't want to get struck on YouTube, but these
TikTok,
people,
wasn't it?
yes, these people on TikTok,
Yeah.
they were restreaming her, and she wanted to get their TikTok bananaed, shut down. So she said, come on here and say the most vile shit, but she couldn't fucking do it herself because she didn't want those words coming out of her mouth. She needed other people to do it for her. That is what she does. So
You
being
think
on
she
her
shares any
panel,
of the money with them?
hell no. Being on her panel is not a privilege.
Mm-mm.
You are doing the dirty work for her so that people can't come back on her and say she said that. She specifically needed my help saying vile shit because she can't fucking say it herself. Period.
Oh, hold on a minute. I do remember hearing her say that something along the lines of she has proof that you did what you did with the Portlands, right? And she did say that Mrs. Portland said that, like, told her, like, I don't know if she said it directly to Natasha or she just said it. Natasha, since fucking when did you decide that Mrs. Portland is telling the truth about anything? When did that happen? When it suits you?
Yeah, she's dumb
The
as
only
fuck.
reason
And
Mrs. Portland said that is because of who the fuck was it? Who was she? Who somebody she was becoming friends with got her to say that, or she said it because she was becoming friends with someone. I can't remember who it was, and who was dragging you at the time? Do you remember?
God only knows.
But it was somebody anyways, and I remember Mrs. Portland went up on the panel, and that's when that was first said. And now suddenly, Natasha, you're really so you're 1 minute you're saying that Mrs. P is intellectually disabled and has this disability, and Robbie took advantage of them, and you've also said that Mrs. P is a fucking liar. You've said that a million times, and you've dragged her, but she says one thing, or you heard she said one thing, against Robbie in a situation that Mrs. P is very well known for, where she just sort of agrees with whomever. And that's what you're running with now. Do you understand how dangerous it is what you've said and what you've been saying about Robbie? You do
Yeah,
understand. You know exactly what you're doing.
calling me a predator when literally I was on the phone with Miss Portland, 2 days ago, and she even confirmed. I'm like, Miss Portland, those pictures were not from a video call. Those are the ones you sent me. And then yesterday, when she was saying that I had sex with them, Miss Portland's emailing me like, no, what? No, we did not. She's just running her mouth.
You're a predator, right? Hold on. You're a predator. So what the
Yeah,
fuck
that's what they're saying.
asking you for? Hold on a second. She was photos and she was. I gotta mute. Hold on.
Yeah, if she thought for 1 second that I got those photos and it was from being a predator or having sex, why the fuck would she show them on her panel and laugh at them? Which, by the way, I've apologized to Miss Portland for even sharing those with anybody. But this bitch is constantly making up excuses or changing her mind. She always says she stands firm in her beliefs. No, she does not. She always says that she will speak what's on her mind and tell somebody exactly how it is. No, she will not. And I went and looked, and I actually just put them back on public because when Natasha and I have made up, I put my past on private with her and forgot about it. Well,
Sorry about
I
that.
was saying the exact same thing, and you just go back in my videos. It says Natasha Cooper uh, in the title, and a couple of them. Every other fight in the past has been because she has got upset with who I was speaking to, and I wouldn't choose a side. I just put one on public a couple days ago, and I specifically said in these live streams, you didn't even come to me privately, Natasha. You had to go drag me publicly and not even tell me you had a problem first. And that's exactly what's happening now. She does not speak her mind unless she has her sheep and she has a show to put on. That is when she'll speak her mind. That's
Her
it.
bodyguards. And don't think, let's all not forget that when she's putting on these shows and when she's pretending that she's a fucking badass, Natasha's a coward. But, anyways, when she's doing all this grandstanding bullshit, let's not forget people are literally sending her money, like behind the scenes, to her cash apps, to her PayPal, to all of the bitch is making. And there are times where she will announce how much money she's making. She's making hundreds of dollars every fucking night. That's why she's doing this. That's why she targets people. And I don't know if that's why she lies, but she certainly profits off of her lies. And she doesn't care who she could potentially be causing harm to, because she's another sociopath. I mean, there's a bunch of them around here, but she is someone who should not. What she's doing is dangerous. When she's saying these things about Robbie, it's very, very dangerous. And people could target him. When you know who's a predator, she's the predator, because it was her. It was her who showed those photos of Mrs. P on her live stream. And the reason she made that live stream private is for what? Because she fucking knows what she did was fucked up. When she drags people for their looks and when she body shame, there's no low she will not go. But God forbid I say something against her, then she starts bringing up, oh, you're doing this or you're doing that, or anybody who says anything to her. This bitch will lie and make herself a victim. It's just she'll lie. And the fact that there are that many people over there that believe her, and she knows it. Oh, she knows it. And don't think that she is. Everybody in her chat and on her panel, these are not people. These are literally dollar signs to her. That's all. That's all. And I have no respect for anyone who is going to believe anything that comes out of her fucking mouth. And do you know,
Well,
Robbie, the other night when I showed that video, it was like a half-hour video from not another. Oh, what you know her? I love her. Not another T
troll?
something. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Not
Not
another
an,
troll?
no, no, she doesn't. I don't think she does live streams anymore. But she's blonde. She's southern, and it's not another. You know her. Not another T channel or something. I can't remember. But anyway, so she did a half hour. Um, she put together this video, and it was literally like at least 30 to 40 different. Kylie was on there, like all these creators talking about Natasha and all of her scamming ways. When I showed that video, there were a lot of people in my chat that had no fucking idea. They never knew her history.
Not another housewife?
Yes, I think, is she blonde? She's blonde, southern, blue eyes.
Gladys said the housewife one. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I
I
think
think her
she is.
name's Nikki, actually. I think her name might be Nikki, but she's like really good. I love her. But so she did a video, and there were a lot of people in my chat that had no idea. They did not know any of these things about Natasha. And I was kind of shocked myself because I thought everyone knew. So if you think about it, about all of the people in my chat who had no fucking clue that Natasha was like a whole scammer, imagine the people in her chat that don't know, especially if they're from TikTok.
Well,
Natasha's accent is fake as fuck, and she didn't have that accent 6 years ago.
to answer, oh, Nikki is not putting Natasha in danger, saying she abused her niece. Natasha put those pages out to her chat.
Oh, well, no, no, no. No. It's not about the pages. I'm talking about the behavior and what she did to that child on a multiple live streams on Facebook. She did that. She's the one, she abused that child on a multiple Facebook lives. And I've already gone into detail about it. So if anybody put that bitch in danger, she did. Because
Um,
I don't support child abusers. I don't give a fuck if she is in any kind of danger. You don't fucking abuse children.
can you do me a favor, Nikki? Can you
Sorry
play
about
Miss
that.
Portland's? She's saying she made a video for me. Can you play that?
Where's the link?
Um, so is it
How do
on your fun and more? She's in the
I
chat
don't.
right now under fun and
Oh,
more,
what's her? Okay, wait. What is her?
and she's saying my deepest condolences regarding the loss of your mom. Please know I'm deeply sorry for your loss. You're in my thoughts and prayers. Miss Portland said that to you, and
Thank you.
and that's why Natasha. That's why she decided to think she could silence me, saying, I'm contacting your DA. That's why she's thinking she could silence me by going and talking to my husband and inserting herself into my personal relationship. And I guarantee she has asked my husband to go on her panel to talk about me. First of all, he hasn't even liked her. He doesn't like a lot. He doesn't like a lot of people on here. He does not like this platform, these communities, and he does not like the drama. And he would never do anything like that. He avoids shit like that. And he's not a dramatic person at all, especially publicly. No. So the reason she's done all that is because she cannot face me. She cannot even privately talk to me.
She's a fucking coward.
A big show of it, and she has to try to threaten, go real life, silence people because she's incapable of having self awareness, accountability, and having a one on one conversation with anybody. And
That
she
is a
knows that
fact.
I ain't a pussy. I defend myself. I speak for myself, and I don't back down. That's why the bitch reached out to me to speak for her on her panel. I love positivity. I don't know if that's what the video is.
Okay, her name
Um,
is. I love positivity. Hold on. Okay, I'll grab it
Love
now.
you, Sarah.
It says this channel doesn't have any content.
Oh, maybe she put it on her other channel. Miss Portland, what
Hey,
channel? Hold on,
Sally.
let me. She might have emailed it
Mustang
to me. Hold on.
Sally. There is a channel, yes. But I don't know if I was going to wait to see what Natasha had to say. I mean, has she addressed anything that I've accused her of? I don't believe she has. So if she has, I'm excited to hear what she has to say. I want her to tell me I'm lying. As soon as she says that what I've said about her is not true, I will show those videos.
Well, also too, she also confirmed she's banned on Facebook yesterday because she was talking about her Facebook that got taken down. But Natasha Cooper, this is her job, but she's not allowed on campus, so to speak. Because I've kept saying she is ban evading. This bitch turns around after multiple times she has publicly said, that was my channel that got taken down, not Robbie's. It was in my name. Bitch, try me. Because last night she's like, that was your channel, Robbie, and we can report you for ban evading. Well, honey, too fucking late for that, because when I was being attacked viciously by Mommy Ramblings community, they already fucking tried that shit. That's your channel, your information, your email. So try me, bitch.
It's not like they can't go to the fucking channel and hear her. They know that it was transferred over to her. And that let me just say this. That is also a really, really good example of who she is and the piece of shit that she is. She knows that Robbie is out here on YouTube, and look how much respect she had for her friendship with him. Look what she did. He tried to do her a solid. He tried to give to her a channel so she could continue to make money and do whatever it was that she wanted to do out here. And look what she did. She fucking trashed it. And she knew that there was a possibility of him losing his channel. Well, she probably thought that, but did she care? No. And he was the one guy who was there for her when she lost her first channel. And look
Yep.
at the way she did him. So if you think anybody out there thinks that this bitch is your friend, I promise you, she is not. If you just look at the behavior of the way that she has treated the people that did do good things for her, that were there for her, that stood by her. Some of them are still up on her panel defending her now, which is insane to me, but okay. And that she doesn't care about anybody but her fucking self. That's a fact. I don't know how else to say it. She didn't care about Robbie. She didn't give a fuck. She had no appreciation for what he did for her. She trashed that channel, and now she's going to use that against him. Who does that? Yep. Okay, I got it.
Hey, High Priestess. Yeah, Natasha, if you keep attacking me for a case that I'm a victim in domestic violence, I have no hard feelings against my husband at all. But you're harassing me for it, and you're also harassing me for sexual assault. So that's two fucking things. So I would suggest that you stop, because you're getting it all twisted, and you're purposely doing it because Robbie didn't choose a side. Aw, poor fucking little victim, Natasha.
If she, like I said, look, if she wants to start talking about channels and live streams and shit, I got a whole bag full that will prove to everyone why I say the things about her that I did.
Yep.
I can back up every fucking does anybody here know if she's denied anything that I've said about the way she treated Mariah on when she was doing her Facebook live streams? Has she denied any of that? Natasha, if you're listening, I dare you to fucking publicly deny the things that I've said about what you and Hannah did to Mariah. And I am going to say the names because she says them all the time. It's no secret. I'm not going to pretend we don't know who the fuck we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So Natasha, Go ahead and tell me that you, Dalton, and Hannah didn't fucking do what you did to Mariah when she was 12 years old. And I will show the videos to everybody that you did do those things. And it wasn't just a simple misunderstanding. It's not a thing where you look at everybody has an opinion. What you will see, it leaves no doubt. There will be no fucking doubt. Okay, I think I've got it behind backstage, Robbie.
Okay. You know what else she said? When she was bragging about, oh yeah, Robbie's going to be served on Friday. Bitch, I'm being served tomorrow, and I spoke to the sheriff, so shut up. She's talking about my divorce. She said, and it's going to be required of Robbie that he changes his last name. In the state of Colorado, I don't know about where anybody else came from. You cannot force somebody, and just to fucking prove a point, I'll keep my last name. You can't force somebody to change their fucking last name. I don't know what planet you fucking live on. That's not a thing here. Okay, hold on.
Especially considering your name, like when you change your name the first time, it affects your life. It affects everything. Your ID, your ID.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, so it's not something that somebody can just say, hey, yeah, fuck you. You can't have that name anymore.
And hold on, doesn't this bitch have the same last name still when she was fucking married? So doesn't she have the same last name?
With her, one wouldn't know. We don't know what the fuck she's doing.
Yeah, Socket, she inserted herself into my divorce now because she can't fucking face me one-on-one. She can't prove me wrong. So she had to go real life. Yeah.
Also, she also said that this is the same woman who said people, I was being accused, right? It was said that I implied or I forced people to make a choice. Natasha is now boldly saying straight that people better make a fucking choice. Anyone who goes into Robbie's chat or mine will be banned and blocked from hers. In fact, she has been doing that. Anybody that has gone into her chat recently that she has seen, so she is watching, she's definitely watching, that has gone into her chat, she'll block on site. So you want to talk about choices and ending friendships because people made you choose?
Don't worry, though.
It wasn't me. I never did that, but she's doing that. And the reason she's doing that is because, did you see that comment? I don't know if you were around when I highlighted a comment somebody left me, but it was it was true too. Somebody left me a comment. I don't know who the person is, but they said that the reason that so many people refuse to speak out against her is because these are people who, unfortunately, at some point PayPal'd her money, and she has their docs. She has their information. Like, they're afraid. And it made sense to me when I was like, oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, I get it. That makes sense. Because she would dox someone.
By the way, I think, because once I get served, I'm gonna have to do a response. It costs $100. So if anybody wants to donate to that, you can, because I still don't have a job. Since she wants to insert herself and think that she's coming in to save the day for somebody that she knows damn good and well cheated on me my entire relationship and all that, but now is just a saint to her. So
yeah, so with that situation, she sees Michael is vulnerable right now financially, and he is, unfortunately, and she's coming in and she's trying to portray herself to him as a hero, as someone who wants to be there for him. And I do believe that she has ulterior motives. She wants the inside scoop.
Absolutely.
That's why she's doing this. Michael's not a stupid man.
No, he's not.
But listen, if I was Michael, I'd take the bitch's money. I don't give a fuck. I hope she gives it to him.
Hell, I would too, dude. Him and I for a long time now have been oh, we just want to get it done already, and who's gonna pay for it? Thank you, fucking Scarlett. Thank you, Natasha, because you fucking saved us money.
It's true.
Okay, you could play it whenever.
Wait, hold on. Oh, wait, I'm behind here on my screen. Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry about that.
Hey, all. I am laying here listening to Robbie's live. Robbie, I am still your friend. You publicly apologized for what had happened regarding the pictures that you gave to Natasha with me and my husband. It's all good. You apologized. That's man enough for me. So I'm just letting you know, I'm moving past it. My husband is moving past it. So again, all is forgiven. I've been trying to get in contact with you. I know you've been really busy trying to get your life settled and so forth. And with all the upset from Natasha does not help. But again, please know I'm here. And you can reach out to me. Okay? And Nikki, my deepest condolences regarding the loss of your mom. I am very, very deeply sorry for your loss. Please know that you are in my thoughts, you're in my prayers, and I hope at some point you are able to move on in your life and find happiness. I know we personally don't care for each other, and that's fine. I completely respect that. So, again, I just want to send you my deepest condolences regarding your mom. And Robbie, I appreciate your public apology. It does mean a lot, and I've moved past it. I'm glad that you and I last spoke and got things out in the open. And I really pray that we can be friends because I've always liked you. You've always made me laugh. We've always had some funny times together online. So, anyway, all right. That's all I have to say. Hey, all.
Retraction to what, Miss Portland? Yeah. Well, yeah, those pictures did not come from, they were not screenshots of a video call. I don't know who started that rumor, but that's not true. They were just pictures that were sent to me. Miss Portland and I often video chatted, but we've never had a sexual video chat. She's never been dressed sexy uh, on a video call. Oh, that was over on Retros. Yeah, that's false. I don't know who started that on Retros, but it's bullshit.
Actually, it was Amy and Sally in Noodle's chat. Now that I remember, I believe Noodle was talking about it, and Amy and Sally, I have the screenshots of this too. They, both of them, started saying that you and obviously Mr. and Mrs. P were involved in, whatever they call it. And you, without Mrs. P's knowledge, were recording it or taking screenshots. And that's where those photos came from. And that's how that got started.
Okay, I gotta go pretty soon, but Miss Portland, can you clear that up, Miss Portland? I mean, not that smart people believe that.
Here's the
But
second video from Miss P.
just to, for the record, can you clear that up that you and I have never been sexual with each other at all? And especially not on a video call, because people seem to be running with that. And, Natasha's weaponizing that bullshit to convince her idiot audience that you and I have somehow been sexual with each other.
Well, yeah, Miss P also said it as well. For what reason, I don't know. But I do know that it was Amy and Sally who were the very first ones who said it. And then, Mrs. P followed. So here we go.
Yeah, just for the record, okay, I love Miss Portland. I will always love her. I have a type.
Are you sexually attracted to her?
No, I am not.
What about her husband?
No.
What about her cat?
I like men that are, around my age or so, and fit and attractive and hot. And no, not their cat.
Oh, that's fucking disrespectful. Now you're getting rude. Their cat is
No.
cute.
Yeah.
How dare you?
And also for the record, thank you, Bill, for kind of reminding me. I did not say the man that raped me, he was so hot, like they're saying I did. I said he was a very attractive man, and I was explaining the story of what happened. I did not do a word for word replay because honestly, I don't remember word for word. It's all a blur to me.
She's a fucking
But I'm
liar.
not going to sit there and then these fucking assholes say, I didn't hear him say no. And he's on Grinder. What does he expect? Every fucking gay man I know is on Grinder, and almost every single gay man and men in relationships are on there for hookups. We ain't
Yeah,
on
well,
there for relationships. And I live in a secure building with cameras. So
well,
I did not expect for a man who I invited over for my bottom friend and I, for me and that man to like tag team, because that's what the bottom wanted. I did not expect him to chase the other guy away, come straight for me, and force me to have anal sex.
well,
So don't sit there with your fucking bullshit excuses. Because I do, and make your shit ass fucking jokes to all the other people that are like, oh, he shit on his bed. You guys are fucking evil and fucking dumb. Because what was that Amy was asking us? Do you remember? She was asking me how to clean her asshole out so she can have anal sex with her husband. Do you remember that?
oh god,
And I was giving her a word for word fucking instructions on how to do it to prepare
enemas.
herself. Now this bitch is over there saying he wasn't prepared. I hope he shit all over his bed. Well, bitch, I'm the one who had to school you on how to clean your big ass out.
Also, I want to say something too. Is when with Natasha or anyone that has something to say about anything that Robbie has said or done since this has happened to him, shut your fucking mouth. Because anyone who's been a victim of any sort of SA, there are no rules. Everybody reacts differently, and that just goes for trauma in general. Okay, you don't get to say, oh well, he said this person is hot. Well, even if he did, that nothing that he says or does changes the fact that it happened. And they're doing to Robbie the same thing they did to me, the same thing they did to Brittany. They're sick. They have no way of knowing what happened to you in that room. They have no way of knowing what happened to me, but yet here they are out here saying that it didn't happen. Listen, there's a big difference between saying I don't believe it happened and saying it didn't happen. And what they're saying is it didn't happen. And here's the thing. If you want to say, and this doesn't go just about SA, just in general, if somebody tells you something, because listen, according to these bitches, everything that comes out of my mouth is a lie. But if you want to say that you don't believe anything that Robbie says, or you don't believe anything that I say, or you don't believe that he's, whatever, great, wonderful, have your fucking opinions. But there's a big difference between saying, I don't believe it, and saying that didn't happen, and here's why, because he would never have said this, or he would have never have done that. Listen, this is a fucking fact. There are, and I'm only going to say women because I'm a woman and I can only speak for women, but there are some women that go through SA, regardless of if there's violence involved or whatever, who after that situation will never want to be touched ever again. And then on the other side of the spectrum, there are women who go through that, who completely just give themselves away. So there's no scale here. That is a fact. And no one has the right to say, I don't believe you because you said this after, or you wore this, or after. I'm talking about after, because none of those things are indicative of whether something did happen or not. And no one can say otherwise. So you can't say, well, Robbie said it was hot, or Robbie went and saw Robbie, had a fling with someone after that. So fucking what? None of that changes the fact that there were only 2 or maybe 3 people in that room. Well, I believe 2 at that time when it happened. And Natasha wasn't one of them. Amy wasn't one of them. I wasn't one of them. So none of us have any business saying what happened or what didn't happen. The fact that they even say these things is just the most like it's the most asinine shit I've ever fucking heard from these bitches.
Well,
It's uneducated. And did you know that Natasha's claiming that she has a criminal justice degree?
bullshit.
I
And
swear.
Natasha, you can show all the text you want that Miss Portland sent you about it being a video call, because she just said that that did not happen. And she's saying right now, it's highlighted on the screen, I'm trying at working at being more honest and working at correcting my lies. And also to Amy, she says he's only doing this for money. First of all, there's no reason to get money off being raped. I did it to vent and I didn't ask for money because I don't need money for being raped.
Robbie could make
Don't-
money for all the fucking he does. If he wanted to make money, you fucking cunt. Sorry, Robbie, but you could. You could make a hell of a lot more money doing that than you fucking could ever make anywhere. I'm sorry, go on.
Well, I don't know if it's like these people are envious that when they need help, they can't ask for it because they're too proud. You will know when I'm asking for money, because I will say, just like I said with responding to my divorce, which thank you to the person that said I could apply to have the fees waived. If I don't have money for something or I need help, I'll say it. And I'm not ashamed of it. I don't need money for sharing a story to get off my chest and it feeling better. You needed that story, Amy, so that you have another reason to try to poke at me. Meanwhile, you're asking me how to clean out your own fucking asshole. Now imagine if you weren't prepared for that, Amy. You're asking me planning on doing that. I wasn't planning on doing that. There were 3 people here when he started touching me and trying to go there to as if I were a bottom. And I was like, no. And he literally cannonballed into the bed between me and my friend Nick and like pushed Nick off the bed. And Nick turns around like, what the fuck? And starts slowly putting on his clothes like, all right, I'm going to go. And then I was basically attacked as soon as Nick closed that fucking door. So whether or not I invited that man over for sex, that was not the type of sex I invited him over for with myself. Period. And I did say no, just for the record. I did say stop. That hurts. Slow down. I said all those fucking things. If you
Anything
must
after
know.
that is rape. It is sexual assault. Anything after no, stop. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh my God, I love you, Denise.
Back
That's my
at
friend.
you.
That's
Sorry.
my friend Denise from bus driving.
Hey.
I love you.
Do I know her?
You might have seen, you know what? I've been on video calls with you when I've been down at the buses and Denise was there visiting me and like riding with me and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I remember there's a few of them. I know Tiffany.
I
Right?
love you so much. I call her D, but okay, we could push play if you want.
Oh.
Hey, Robbie. Okay, here is the truth. It was pictures I did send to Robbie, but it was after a video call that me, him, and my husband had. I was the one that sent those pictures to Robbie. So there's my retraction. At the time, Robbie had said some really hurtful things to me. So I basically did say that it came from a private video chat that the 3 of us have had. So I'm going to pull that and admit it was a private messenger phone call that we had with Robbie I sent him the pictures of me and my husband because, again, the three of us, we were just fooling around, talking about adult things.
Well,
So, again, I apologize for being wrong. And I deeply apologize for lying. So there's that.
oh dear God.
And okay, so by the what she's saying is she sent them to me, but what it sounds like is she's saying it's a video call. No. So if she's saying we're joking about sex or whatever, we always joke about sex. So I don't know what she's talking about with that, but basically she's saying they were photos she sent me after we had a video call and we were joking about sex.
Well, this was also around the same time that you posted. What was this? Around the time that you also posted some
Yeah, I had
risque.
posted my nudes on Twitter
Yeah.
when I was
Okay.
in your chat. Hmm.
I was just thinking that's probably what led to this adult converse. Not, you know what I mean, like you guys talking about that.
Yeah, because we were Miss Portland was even laughing about that with me, saying, "Oh my god!" And she was making jokes about the size of my penis, which is huge, and we were laughing about it because that's
I
the
don't
whole
know.
reason I do that for my haters. I post nudes of myself, uh, especially when people are like, "Oh, you got small dick syndrome." I'm like, "Nope, that's not the case. I got a big old dick, and I have no shame." But
Well,
yes, thank
I
you for clearing that up, Miss Portland,
I
because
mean,
Natasha's
nobody
gonna.
believed it. Nobody could possibly believe that you guys did that.
Well, Natasha doesn't fucking believe that.
No.
This bitch is running with anything and everything. And now somebody in the chat said she's going to show the text. Show them all you fucking want. Miss Portland just admitted that was a lie, and I appreciate that, Mrs. Portland. Thank you for clearing that up because Natasha's dumbass followers, they believe anything that comes out of her fucking mouth. Even though she's a known scammer, a known liar, a proven scammer, and a proven liar, they still believe her and defend her.
That is a fact.
Yeah, and witness, Natasha doesn't not believe that I was raped. She took this as a perfect opportunity and said the timing was to deflect from what I said on Nikki's panel the night prior. No, the fuck it wasn't.
I heard
That
about it
bitch.
before that.
Yeah, I had been telling my friends personally and privately, one of them being Christy Flanagan, privately days and days and days before I even decided to open up publicly about it. And what is Christy Flanagan doing? She's over there supporting it. And I vented to her privately. So this bitch took that timing as an opportunity to use something against me that I'm still processing because she's hateful, because she can't face me one on one. She can't have an adult conversation. So she has to go there because she has nothing else. She has to go use my divorce and insert her big ass because she has nothing else. She thinks she's one upping me by going after my essay. So the words that come out of my mouth, like Nikki said, you don't know how someone's going to react with any trauma, especially when it's fresh trauma and you're going at them. I don't give two fucks. And many of my friends disagree with it, and that's okay. I don't care. I ain't doing it for them or against them. I don't care what I say about Natasha and her sister and her grandma or whoever else. What does she expect?
Well, I can tell you this. I remember a time when I was very not okay, maybe not very, but there was a time that I was mindful of the things that I said on this platform. And I was like that for a while. And when I started to realize the absolute hypocrisy of so many people in this community, that is when I decided I don't give a fuck about anybody's rules. Those are your rules. I don't follow anybody's fucking rules unless you are, how does that go? Funding me, fucking me, whatever. And even then, no. Okay, I'm not following rules. If you are offended by a word I said, fucking be offended then. If you think that something I said, I shouldn't have said, keep that shit to yourself. I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't care. I'm intelligent enough to understand that, there's certain things that shouldn't ever be said. And those are the things that I wouldn't say. But come on now. Some of you guys are taking shit way too fucking far, only for one reason. You're just taking things out of context, or you're pretending to be outraged about certain things because you just don't like me, or you just don't like Robbie. But this, for example, Jax, I'm going to use Jax as an example. Jax is saying that you and I, or that you were saying all these horrible things in my chat. Oh my God, pearls are being clutched. Jax himself has sat in my chat and ran his motherfucking fingertips, even on my panel, said some filthy shit about Amy and Tiffany and all the people that he didn't fucking like. And that was perfectly fine. And he himself has said on my panel, he doesn't give a fuck what people say about him. But look at him now. Do you see how he's acting now? Now he's clutching his fucking pearls. Now he's over there talking about, oh, this shouldn't have been said. Oh my God, look what they're saying. Or really censor. Oh, look, I don't censor anybody, and I don't censor myself. And I know there's going to be people, they're not going to like it. I'm beyond the past of fucking caring at this point. I just don't care. And Robbie, I'm sure, probably doesn't care either. It's, take me as I am. That's all I can say. And I feel like people should look at Robbie and everybody else in your lives. If you either accept them or you don't. Are they worthy of your friendship, flaws and all, or not?
Nope. And Natasha Cooper, you are not worthy. And Jax, you, a couple days ago, were comforting me in a private message and saying how you're praying for me and thank you for the apology and all this. And
he said he didn't apologize.
Blows my mind. That, he didn't. I could if I have to, I could show the screenshot.
What he said was either he didn't accept any apologies, or he didn't apologize.
Oh no, it was a very long message as well. And thank you for that, Peaceful Plants. I appreciate it. But as far as Natasha saying yesterday, we don't pray to the same God. I don't know who his God is. Well, Natasha, my God is your God and our God, who even loves you. He loves me when I'm an asshole. So I don't know what fucking person or what you're talking about when you're talking about picking and choosing.
That is blasphemy.
When she's talking about picking and choosing, listen, I ain't afraid to be myself in front of God or anybody else who knows I have a relationship with him because I'm imperfect. Okay? So if you want to nitpick and talk about people's sins, then I guess your God is somebody who supports fucking trashing someone for rape and scamming and doing all that shit and making money while you're trashing me for my rape. You can't sit there and fucking tell people what their relationship is with God. I have a beautiful relationship with God, and I am imperfect. I know that. God knows that, and he still loves me. My God, quote unquote, ain't somebody who pushes me away when I'm struggling. He helps me even more, and he helps you too. God provides you with a lot of sheep in your fucking live streams that'll support your lying fucking ass. Amen.
To remind people, do not judge Robbie because he sins differently than you do, because in God's eyes, I do believe that he sees sin as sin. I don't think he has a scale either. Go on, sorry.
God is awesome, period. God knows all. God knows everyone's struggles, why they are the way they are. Just because you don't does not mean that you get to spite people. You're going to hell. You know how many times per day people are like, you're going to hell, you're going to burn. And I'm just like, okay, all right. Well, I'll see you in heaven. It's bullshit. And it's just another way to fucking attack somebody.
Do you actually believe
Bitch, you don't know all. That's why you ain't God. Huh?
Do you honestly believe for 1 second that this woman practices Christianity, do you honestly believe she's a godly woman?
I believe that Natasha believes in God,
I believe
and I
that, but I'm
believe
saying, do you
that
think she lives that way?
she loves God. I do, but she's just like me, you, or anybody else. She's imperfect.
Yeah.
So you, I don't, I don't take it seriously, and I don't fucking care about people and their fucking, you know, pointing
And
the
the Lord
finger, you're going to
said,
hell
"Judge
bullshit, because
not,
that's not.
lest ye be judged." Sorry, the pastor and Mickey Mouse. I'm sorry,
Well,
but the Lord
I
said
don't.
that.
I don't base my fate on what some fucking uptight Christian or some bullshit insecure evil person that just wants to fucking piss me off or like think they can one up me by telling me I'm going to hell. That's not what my faith or my fate is based on. It's based on my relationship with God. And
He's saying
to
that you're going to a
whoever,
place you don't believe exists. Like,
I don't believe hell exists, not
me
a
either.
permanent one. No, I do believe that there is consequence and a form of hell, whether we're experiencing it in life through karma. But no, I do not believe that people have an everlasting punishment.
Yeah,
No.
me either.
And, everybody that says, well, Robbie ripped up the Bible, every single one of those people that say that, they either don't know the context or they take it out, because I purposely, to prove a point, did that for people that shame people with religion, because I said, if you are not going to follow every single thing that's in this book, which they're not, and you're going to judge people, you're going to attack people, then you might as well just rip it up, because that if you're not using it, use it or lose it, because basically you're just tearing up all of the rules and going against them, but you're preaching about them.
Hmm.
That was the whole point of that. And
And
people
look at these
see that
people
as
now.
he's vicious. He ripped up the word of God. First of all, the words of God cannot fit into one Bible. The words of God could not fit into the universe. There is so much more to say that we haven't read in a Bible. And you can experience that if you build your own relationship with God. That is my point. Love you, Lokomai. Anyways, wow. That was a rant.
No, I mean, I think it was productive, and I think that we and you certainly made a lot of really good points, and we did it without forcing anyone to choose. We did it without lying about anybody or
Oh,
causing an
Chrysler.
uproar. What?
Ruth Ann is expanding on your question, saying, do I think Natasha Cooper
Yes,
is
thank you.
Christ like? I think Natasha Cooper wants to be God. That's what I think.
Well, she wants to be. Well, she actually did say there's no democracy over at her channel, and she's the fucking queen. What she say go? That is not. I don't know. It's just crazy to me to think that the IQ of the people that are falling for this shit, and she's taking advantage of them. That's sad. I mean, she's clearly taking
Right.
advantage of a large number of people who are probably not. They might not. They may not be. Um, they may be special needs. I feel like there's a lot of people that she's taking advantage of, because there's no fucking way that any, you know, adult would hang around her knowing her and
Hmm.
hearing the words that she says. You know what I mean? Like, it's very strange to me. And there is a very good chance that that the majority of the people that are in her chat are not I don't know the term to use, but I think that they may be maybe intellectually challenged. And I'm not ashamed to say that, because I do think that's
I
probably the truth.
agree.
Because, I mean, look at the things that comes out of her mouth, like, no, it's just, it's very difficult for me to believe that um, others, like, would would align with that or support that. So it's concerning to me what she's doing.
Well,
It's very
to
concerning.
finish answering that question, also, like, I'm smart enough to know that, like, it's, you could ask me all day if I think Natasha's a Christian or Christ-like or anything like that, and it's not even up to me to decide that. Like, these people take it upon themselves to
I'll decide
decide
she's not.
to
But I do
decide that
believe
my
she's good.
relationship with God isn't real or whatever, but I know it is. So and it's not even like, I don't call myself a Christian. I don't think a label or even your public actions can decipher if you have a relationship with God or not. It's between Natasha's relationship with God is between her and God. So I can say, oh, she doesn't act like a Christian, but there's no certain way a Christian should act, in my
It's not
opinion.
about.
There's,
It's what's
huh?
in your heart. Like it's really what's in your heart and what's how you know
Yeah,
how
because,
you
well, look at it
are.
this way. Somebody could be praying to God every day privately. God, please help me with my anger issues. Help me with my emotions. Help me with this. But they just can't seem to get it under control. I'm often like that. So if I look at somebody who's lashing out at people and hurting and being mean and hurting people, I can't sit there and say they don't have a relationship with God, because they could be privately begging out to God every single day to help them with that. So you can't sit
Yeah.
there and tell somebody they're not a Christian because, or they're not, whatever it is, and think you know anything about their private relationship with God, because it's just, you're never going to know it. Oh,
She did some
hello.
community posts.
I sent you the
Hey,
link like an hour ago.
yeah, I just got it. Just came through. Hey, Nikki.
Hello.
Again, Robbie, I'm just up here to apologize because I am really trying to take better accountability for the lies, my behavior, everything. And I know people are going to come back and probably say, oh, she's on another apology tour again. But again, to you, I am sorry.
Well, Miss P, one thing we both know about each other is people can say apology to her all they want. And I know eventually you're going to apologize. Eventually I'm going to apologize. We
Right.
set boundaries with each other, which is good. But thank you for that. And I appreciate that.
Well,
Um,
again, you and I in the past, we've always gone back and forth with each other like everybody else on here. So again, I'm no better than anybody else.
I
But
get it.
again, I'm just trying to say I'm trying to take better accountability for the lies and so forth that I've done.
Nikki,
Yes.
before we go, can you show, I guess Natasha's made a couple CPs
Yeah,
for
I'm
us.
looking for them now. Natasha,
Can
you
you share
fucking
them?
cunt. Stick around because I have something to say.
Hold on, I'm going to
I
grab
gotta
your
find
link.
her channel. Hold on. What is her channel? Shit.
But again, Nikki, my deepest condolences again on the loss of your mom, and I am very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, hon. And yes, Bill, I have been in the wrong several times over since being on this platform. I have lied. I've had awful behavior. I've said things I shouldn't say. But again, I just want to move on and put it behind me. And to Robbie, too, for the nasty things I said in the past regarding your mom, Robbie, I also want to apologize, let you know I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't even know. What did you say about her?
I was just about to ask.
Well,
I'm
it
sorry.
was a
What did
long
you
time
say?
ago. It was a long time ago when you and Michael first got together and had your first apartment.
Oh, don't. Miss Portland, I know when you say mean things to me, I,
Well,
I get it.
again, Bill brought it up in chat, and I just want to let you know I am sorry.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm just
Sorry about that.
no. Did you want me to pull it up, Robbie?
Oh shit, hold on.
So Natasha, I wonder if she's going to be. Let me see. Is she gonna hear? Oh, I will share the page with you, and you can
And to the person that just stated wash, rinse, repeat, think what you want. It's not going to affect me.
Sorry about that. Oh my god, now I'm up here twice. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Why is there two of me?
Because you're a fucking Gemini. Did you forget?
Oh
What
shit,
did
hold
you
on.
say?
Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Oh shit. Do
you want me
you
to read
mind
it?
reading it? I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so small. I'm sorry.
So hold on. Let me just get in my. Well, I can't get into a character of a pig, but anyway, this is what she said. Okay, little angry, miserable boy, you can stop beating a dead horse now. We know.
It's not a dead
you
horse,
know.
bitch. It's
You got your
fresh.
you got your fifis hurt when I clapped back to your middle of the night binge rant with blowjob bimbo. Okay, first of all, I will give a blowjob, but I am no bimbo. So, anyways,
And hold
so
on.
she's
Sorry. Sorry, I'm gonna pause you. Sorry
oh,
if
it's
I
fine.
keep because I might say pause a couple of times.
Mhm.
Natasha, bitch, I ranted on you on Nikki's panel because you can't come to me with your problems with me. You went
Well,
on
look, she
your
could have come
channel.
here, but she's up behind her fucking page here, like a little
Yep.
bitch.
So Natasha, instead of clapping back at everything I said to you on Nikki's panel, you went real life on me. You go to my divorce, you go to my case, you fucking mock my sexual assault. That shows me how weak you are. So you got clapped back just as low and you didn't fucking like it.
And she did all that typing. And this, by the way, everybody, have a look here. Do you see this? There's another one here. And whose fifis are hurt? Who's triggered, bitch? Looks like you are. But
Yeah.
Natasha. Okay, yeah, we'll
Yeah,
get to
because I was
this.
responding to her in my CP and she's like, oh, he's watching. Bitch, you watching too. I ain't gonna not. If I respond to you, I will watch you first because I want to know what the fuck I'm responding to. Plus, you blocked me from your chat because you're a pussy.
Oh, really? She did? Coward. Look, bitch.
And I'm sorry, Rebecca, in your chat. Rebecca, think of me what you want. It truly does not affect me. So there's that.
Okay.
I appreciate you clearing that up, Miss Portland. Um, Unfortunately, childish people like Natasha are going to take that lie and run all the way home. Like, she makes up lies anyways.
I
But
know.
when other people
Well,
lie, she'll
again,
use that, even though
it
she
did
knows
not
it's a
mean
Oh,
lie.
is she sending out her fucking little soldiers?
I'm no better, Robbie. I have been really bad at lying. I don't know how many times on this platform. And again, I am trying to take better accountability for my behavior and my actions and the things that I say that are wrong.
Well, thank you. All
At
right.
least I'm
Go.
trying to be grown up about it. And
Thank you for that. Sorry, you could keep reading, Nikki. I know it's a book.
This bitch. She is the epitome of triggered. Hold on a second. I just wanted to.
Yeah,
I got
the person who shouts they're not triggered the most, like she does. I said it before. I'll say it again about Natasha. All you got to do is watch her actions.
Wait 1 second. I'm just doing something
It
here.
ain't about what she says, because we know that ain't truth.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Blowjob bimbo. So, who exactly couldn't take what they dished out? Oh, that's right. You and blowjob bimbo. So in your quest to get back at me because your tiny little boy brain.
So hold on. She's admitting she did go at you then.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, exactly. Because your tiny little boy brain can't accept anyone speaking against you. You fucking hypocritical lying cunt. Anyways,
Everything
managed
is
to.
tiny to you, Natasha. Everything compared to you is tiny.
Oh my God.
Continue. It's true.
Okay. You can't accept anyone speaking out against you. You managed to offend and ostracize the majority of those who listened to you. Look at your numbers tonight. What are we at? 228, Robbie. Wow.
And I'm
Can't
going to
even
pause
break.
again. There she is. Listen, Natasha, numbers do not put you in the right. You use your numbers to validate and to make excuses for your behavior, thinking that you have some sort of majority in your favor, and you will always use that for your self-confidence. That's why every time you lose any platform, you bitch and you cry behind the scenes.
Bitch,
And then you act like it doesn't bug you.
just because you broke 200 in your early fucking 20s doesn't make you any fucking better. It makes you bigger, but not any better. Sorry.
Right. And I never will and never have given a shit to stay live, whether I have 20 people in the chat or 1,000. And I never validate myself based on how many people are watching me right now, because there could be a lot that don't fucking like me that are silently watching. That has nothing to do with your truth or anything, because you lie and have a lot of people watching you lie. That don't mean shit to me.
Hey,
I don't
you know
give a
what,
fuck.
Natasha? You're big on numbers, right? Can you do me a favor, Natasha? Can you expand upon that when the next time you go live, when you're talking about the blowjob bimbo, which is me, or just actually no, not about me. When you're talking about numbers, could you go into a little bit more detail? Because I would love to have a conversation with you about numbers, bitch.
And
I'm not going to
also,
say anything. I'm just going to say this. Don't you ever fucking think that your numbers will ever come close to mine. That I can prove. Sorry, go ahead.
and she's talking about outside the internet, by the way. And just to prove Natasha wrong, according to her rules and her expectations, she literally said last night, "You and I can't break 200 views."
Mm-hmm.
Now, just according to your rules, your name's not in this fucking title, bitch. And I guess we proved you wrong on that. I just wanted to point that out just to show that you're a piece of shit.
But if the anyway, Natasha, do you want to talk about numbers, bitch? Because I would love that. I would absolutely, since you love numbers so much. And I hate that I'm even saying this, but let me know, Natasha. Let me know if you want to talk about numbers. Let me know if you want to talk about who's jealous of numbers.
You know what matters to me?
Me.
When I wake up in the morning and I have another day and I have good people in my life and I have my home, my happiness, my health. That's what fucking matters to me. I don't give a fuck if I go live and there's a little or a lot of people. That's not why I'm coming on to talk. I'm coming on to either get stuff off my chest or talk about a subject I want to fucking talk about.
Yeah.
I ain't coming on here to have a number make me or break me, bitch. That's you.
Yes.
That's why you bring it up all the fucking time. That is not impressive.
That's
To
insecurity.
me, looking at you, Natasha, to me, and knowing you personally, in my opinion, you do not take care of yourself. You are not in a good place in life. A lot of fucked up shit has happened, and I'm not sorry for it. Take that as you will. That's where that's why you're unhappy. You're so focused on numbers that the rest of your life is fucking, you're neglecting shit. So if you actually made yourself happy and you loved yourself, as cheesy as it sounds, you wouldn't fucking rely on that number for your happiness. And you think that's an insult to other people when you throw it in their face. No, that's what makes you happy, bitch. That means nothing to me.
Yeah, you like honey mustard. I don't.
Yeah, I don't like honey mustard that much.
Mm-mm.
It's nasty. Anyways, I'm sorry. I won't interrupt you for
Okay.
a little while now, probably.
Can't accept anyone speaking out. You managed to offend and ostracize. Look at your numbers tonight. Can't even break 200 when you're ranting like a lunatic with blowjob bimbo on panel. By the way, I'm not watching you. Haven't even peeked. My phone is blowing up.
Sure.
Of course, your phone's blowing up, bitch. You got little soldiers. We know. Letting me know that you're in the middle of your daily meltdown. Maybe you should go fix a bottle or grab your pacifier and go to sleep. I'm okay. No, never mind. Nothing you say or do
Hold
is
on a
going to
minute. Hold
bother
on.
me. Bitch, you are bothered.
Listen, bitch. I have no shame in saying you pissed me off and you did bother me. I have no shame in saying, but yeah, you did get under my skin by talking and mocking about my rape. You are too proud to say that you ain't triggered when you're writing a whole book showing us you are. And when you're doing 2 full fucking live streams back to back with my name in the title showing us how triggered you are. I have no problem saying, yeah, bitch, you triggered me by inserting yourself into my real life and also by mocking my rape now nightly.
Well, I have to say, for somebody who's going to make 2 whole fucking chapters, let's remember, this bitch literally sat down, interrupted her personal life to type all of this out over what? Some messages people were sending you? So this is proof because she just said, Natasha has admitted in this post here that she has not watched any of this live stream, not even a peek, but she'll run her motherfucking fingertips and her mouth over some shit she heard.
Yeah. And that's why, like S. Hockett is saying, I think it's ignorant when people say that because they think that they're looking like they're taking the high road, like they're not, I don't watch them, like I'm better than them, right? Well, it makes you look very ignorant because I will watch people to respond. Like I think it's
Me
ignorant
too.
to not watch them. So you're only proving yourself to be like, you look ignorant because basically you're saying, even though we know you're watching, Natasha, you're
Doesn't
saying,
vet anything.
I don't watch, but I'm going to respond. What are you responding to if you're not watching?
Rumors, things people are telling her, people in her ear.
Yeah.
She's not proof. She doesn't look for proof of anything. She just runs with what she just goes by whatever people tell her because she's so fucking gullible. Okay. Nothing you say or do is going to bother me, little boy. Been there, done that. These are her trigger words, by the way. Natasha loves to use trigger words, bait words, because this is what she does. Like I said, she was being very passive aggressive with me, and she was poking at me for a couple of weeks before I finally said something. And that's what she does. And she denied that she was doing it, but here we are. Okay.
Yeah. And again, anything compared to her is little or tiny, including this 5'10", 160-pound man. Continue.
Thank you, Gray. Can you highlight that comment? That's very kind of you. Thank you very much.
Amen to that, Gray.
Grace Jones. Can I get a witness? Sorry. Okay.
Amen.
Okay, sorry.
I agree with Gray.
Yep.
Nikki is very sharp.
Yeah. What? Okay. So nothing you say or do is going to bother me, little boy. Being there, done that. I'm immune to rants by mentally deranged Billy badass wannabes. Bitch, I will lay you the fuck out. Give me the opportunity to get on a panel with you, Natasha, and I'll show you what a Billy badass I am, and maybe you can show me how badass you are.
She won't.
You wouldn't fucking dare. But anyways, let's continue. You've done a wait. Well, nothing you say or do mentally rentable. Nothing you say makes your life any better or worse, or mine worse. Keep on keeping on. You've done a fantastic job, along with Blowjob Bimbo, on showing everyone just how disgusting you really are. Do the world a favor and go to rehab, a real one, not the crap you've been doing pathetically for the last 4 years. Or don't. I don't give a fuck. You've always been an angry, miserable little boy, and bitch, you've always tried to be his friend.
Yep.
Anyway, you always to show themselves publicly whore of a co-host. Ooh, Natasha, are you a little triggered? You sound angry, love.
She sounds very
Listen to
upset
that.
about people that get laid.
Look at what she said.
Because-
Oh! Look at this. She
All of a
says,
sudden,
you'll always
if
be
you
an
get-
angry, miserable little boy with your embarrassed to show themselves publicly whore of a co-host as your bestest friend. Bah, sucks to suck. Actually, Natasha, you know what? It doesn't suck to suck. I've got references. I put that shit on my resume, and your ass wouldn't be fucking single if you knew how to.
I was just going to say, Robbie, whatever happened to Dalton? Oh, that's right. He left her ass.
he dipped out.
I guarantee you, Natasha, if I wanted your man or your ex-man, give me his number.
Imagine, okay.
Give me 5 minutes with that guy on the phone.
So she
I was going to
gets,
say, at least with Nikki, she would never have any problems getting herself a man. And Robbie, he gets all the men he wants on a daily basis. And of course,
daily.
I'm happily married almost 24 years.
Well,
What about you, Natasha?
imagine getting into a fight in a relationship with her when look at what she's doing to me from simply not picking a side between her and Nikki. Imagine being in a romantic relationship with this child who throws fits like this. That's why Dalton's gone.
He probably got fed up with her mouth.
He was probably
No,
fed
he
up with
got
that
fed
years
up with
ago.
lack of her fucking mouth is what he got fed up with, Natasha.
Yeah.
Anyways, listen
Because
to
anytime
this.
somebody has sex, this woman, I mean, if you have sex one time, or like me, you know, mocking my essay, she has so much to say about it. Like, Nikki's a whore because she gave one blowjob in a driveway.
No, it was more than one, but
She is such a prude.
It was more. I've done. Listen, don't get me started about public things, Robbie, because it was more than once, and it was with more than one person, and I enjoyed every fucking second of it, bitch. I swallowed. I don't spit.
And at
Same
least,
here.
and at least I have a loving husband who I get plenty of nookie from anytime I want it. So there's that.
You're not going to shame me, Natasha. You will never shame me with anything that I shared with people. You want to call me a whore? Call me a whore. Let me be a whore. I don't care, Natasha.
No, Nikki's capable of getting laid.
I have, if she wants to call me, you know what I used to say sometimes when people would, if somebody called me a slut or called one of my friends a slut, I would just remind those people, at least we have what it takes to be one. Natasha, you couldn't be a slut if you paid them. Anyways, she goes on.
That's true.
Tell me, let's see how triggered she is. Oh, she gets so fucking mad when I remind people, and she's the one that provided the proof. And I'm so glad she found that clip of when I was on the panel with her, because I've been fucking looking for that shit for years. Couldn't fucking find it. Thank you, Natasha. Anyways, she says, it cracks me the heck up when dumb bitches on the internet think I'm scared of them. I've ran off panels in fear of them. Bitch, you did. We saw it. You did. I mean, everybody could hear it in your voice. You were shitting yourself. She says, I won't face him on a panel because I'm scared, laughing my ass off. Ooh, I'm shaking in my boots in fear of some bimbo with the mic. But you are, though, Natasha, you are. People online are extremely too ludicrous these days. Sad part, I think they really believe it. Oh, I believe it. Absolutely. I believe it. I was there. I heard you. I could hear the fear in your voice, bitch. Do you remember Natasha Cooper left the chat? You couldn't even type to confront me when I fucking crawled up your asshole. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so anyone who believes I'm passive aggressive in any way or scared, you admitted it. You fucking admitted it on your panel. You did say that you were being passive aggressive with Noodle Mash.
This
Yeah,
post
you did.
alone is passive aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Anyone who believes I'm passive aggressive in any way or scared of anyone on the internet are either brain dead or in need of a psych evaluation. I've had quite a few psych evaluations, so I'm good. I'm not scared of you. Yes, you are. You're not scary. You're stupid. You show your stupidity daily, as well as your lack of any human decency. Some of you are so obsessed with yourself that you can't see how ridiculous you are. Your crass outbursts, sexual. Why are you so obsessed with our sexual escapades? If you
And
don't like it, don't talk about it.
hold on real quick. First of all, people who love themselves and stand up for themselves, that's not obsession. I'll tell you what is obsession. A woman ranting about herself, how people don't trigger her, how she's the queen, how she's the best, how she has the highest numbers. That is somebody
Who's
like
deranged?
what you're speaking of right now. You're
Yeah.
obsessed with yourself.
Oh, she said it. She thinks she's a queen. She goes, your crass outbursts, sexual escapades, drunken binges, drug usage, prescribed or otherwise. Let me stop you right there, Natasha. Tell me, Natasha, that you're not on antidepressants, that you're not on medications for anxiety, or that you've not been in the past. Because I have a video of a live stream that you did where you were openly discussing your medications, and you
Yeah, I
were
thought she was
talking
on
about,
Adderall.
well, she is, and she's
Yeah.
also was taking I don't know what it was, but it was an SSRI, and she was taking medications for depression, for anxiety, and I'm not sharing anything that she didn't put up publicly. I have that, Natasha. So I would like for you to make another post and tell me I'm lying.
Yeah.
So you're a
And
hypocrite.
Robbie, I'm also on mental health medications, and I will be honest right up front. This is no lie. I'm on the same medication that Nikki's on. I also am on lithium, except I'm only on 5 milligrams a night.
Oh, okay. So, but here's the other part. Again, Natasha, you cannot face and you cannot clap back or respond because you're deflecting on the things I was speaking about on Nikki's panel that night. And that is you flip flopping, dragging me, not coming to me personally, not communicating. You cannot respond to that. So where do you go? You go everywhere else and you go to drug use and all that. Even if I was on the longest drug bender, I've still been healthier than you. I've still been more
More
focused than
productive
your ass and a better fucking person. So you
and more
can throw that
productive.
all you fucking want to, bitch. And Kim can be up there saying this is what addiction is and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still better off than you, bitch. Still.
Yeah.
What's
So
your excuse?
she is, well, I'll get to that. So she says, no one cares about any of that mess. It's not a flex to be an active addict, a drunk, a whore, a mental case, etc. It's also not a flex to be a scammer, a con artist, a hustler, a thief,
That's
a
you,
child
Natasha.
abuser. Yes.
That's
Those are
you,
all that.
Natasha.
Yes, a liar, a manipulator, a cult leader. Yes, those are not flexes, hun. Absolutely not. I would rather be a fucking dirty fucking horse sucking cocks
Yep.
than to harm a child or to steal from innocent, naive, young single moms
Yep.
or anybody else on the internet for that matter. But anyways, let's carry on. You're so out of touch with reality, you can't see that you've ruined yourself. People like you are to be pitied. Yes, I see you pity us, right? You pity us? Yes, we can tell. I can assure you, I don't watch everything you do or says. Really? Okay. The things I do see or hear are a source of constant cringe and laughter because you're a joke. You think you're scary or a force to be reckoned with, when in reality, you're as intimidating as a grasshopper or you did what? Why
No,
didn't you say pissant?
wait, hold on a minute. Natasha, nobody wants you to be afraid of them. You're the one who thinks your big cult and big numbers and going after people and then going after real shit in their life. You think you're not trying to put fear into people by doing that? Because that's exactly what you do, bitch. I'm showing you I ain't fucking afraid of your dumbass.
I feel like, honestly, what I'm about to read here, I'm almost certain she copied from an email or a message that somebody sent to her. Listen to what she says here. She says, when in reality, you're as intimidating as a grasshopper or a fart in the wind, noisy and fleeting. That's it. You make a lot of noise, but say nothing that matters or means anything. You're
Hold on,
just fun to
Natasha
laugh.
runs from fucking flying cockroaches in her house. What the fuck is she talking about? She does. She screams and she
Stop!
runs. She's
Why are they
intimidated
there?
by fucking grasshoppers.
She says you're fun to laugh. You're just fun to laugh at. The only person who takes you seriously is you, laughing out loud, but keeps thinking you're fear invoking. LOL. I'll still be over here with my community, that thing you don't have, laughing at your dumbasses. Thanks for the constant source of second-rate comic relief. Wait a minute. Why would you thank us for something you're not watching?
Yeah, and bitch, who the fuck? How are we putting fear into you by speaking truth? Am I making threats? Am I trying to scare you? No, bitch. I'm standing up to you because none of those sheep over there will. I
Well,
will.
Natasha,
You came from me, bitch. And I will stand up to you because you do not intimidate me.
I see you've had quite a bit to say here in your two messages within an hour. However, you've not addressed the things that I continue to say about the videos that you made on Facebook. Am I lying or am I not? Did you do the things that I accused you of doing? Just make one post and tell me that you just go into detail about what I said. Say that you didn't do those things, Natasha. I fucking dare you. Since you're type happy tonight, please make a post and tell everyone that I am lying about what you did to Mariah on the live streams you did on Facebook. Tell me that I'm lying and that you were never on antidepressants, that you never had mental health issues, none of that is true. Please do that. Please do that so I can screenshot it while I show everybody the proof. Okay? Don't worry about all this other shit. You can still call me a whore and a bimbo and a whatever. That's fine. You can call me those names. But please, please tell everyone that I'm lying about everything or anything for that matter that I have said about you. I fucking dare you to.
And Robbie, her accusing you of being a thief, I'll tell you what, call the kettle black. It takes one to know one. What about the 20K that she stole a couple years ago from everybody for some sort of legal counsel that she was going to go talk to? What about the 30K that she stole from people in other communities for some sort of website? And when she started telling everybody that she was getting off YouTube.
What about the lawyer she recently just told you she had for you, Miss Portland?
Exactly. Hello. I found out that was a lie, that she never really even had an attorney because, as you know, somebody else on the other side of the fence tried to help me with that a couple years ago, and that person couldn't even find one to help me.
Yeah, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, this was within like what, the last month or so. Natasha
Yeah.
said that she had an attorney for Mrs. Portland to help her with her case, and that was complete bullshit.
Yep. She was just trying to find a way to get me off YouTube for 6 months. And when I found out she lied to me and I found that out, well, like I said, look who's calling the kettle black. Takes one to know one, Natasha. And you call me, everyone else on YouTube has called me a liar. And yes, I lied in the past. I've done my own share of lying, but so have you, Natasha.
Can I get in? I have a question for everyone here. Does this look at this? What's on the screen here? Okay. I don't know what the fuck she got under here. Okay, so there's just in the past hour she made these two posts. If you look at all of this that she's typed out, does this look like the rantings of someone who doesn't care or someone who's not bothered? Think about this. People messaging her. Okay, fine. We all get that, right? People blow our phones up from time to time. However, she really felt the fucking need to type all of this, and not to mention the amount of time and effort it took for her to even think of what she was going to say to a live stream or about a live stream that she claims she's not watching, about that includes someone that she's also claimed she doesn't know. Natasha, this here, this is triggered. This is bothered. All of this here that you wrote. You didn't have to write any of this. You could have just said fuck them and moved on. But you didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't.
And I mean, with her, she doesn't have logical thinking to the point where she can address what we're speaking about. Not one time has she addressed. All I've heard, and people believe it, is Robbie flip-flopped. Robbie turned on me. And people believe that. These people are not recognizing, and Natasha is not even talking or addressing the fact that she could not come to me as a friend and tell me she had a problem with me. And that problem is that I have not chosen sides. And the other problem was that I said, Nikki apologized. Did she come to me and say, Robbie, I have a problem
Which
with you
I
saying
did.
that or this or that? She did not. She went on a live stream. I was here at my house with the man and people texting me saying, Natasha's dragging you right now. I clicked in for about a minute and heard her dragging, and I was like, whatever. She's done this to me in the past. I didn't want to choose sides, but she forced me. I didn't choose a side. What I did was not
Was
tolerate
not choose a
Natasha's.
side.
Yeah. What I did was not put up with her bullshit, her passive aggressive bullshit, by the way, her abuse, her attacks, and her little childish tantrums. So I did not choose a side. She started attacking me, and I didn't fucking tolerate it. That's on her. Then she decided that it would be a good idea to go after my rape and contact my ex and help pay for my divorce and all that shit. Because she cannot be an adult and address actual issues with the person. She has to bring an addiction and blah, 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 blah. Nobody gives a fuck. I will fucking down a beer and I will toast it to your fat ass.
And I will suck a cock and spit it in your face. I don't care.
Yep. And then me and Mrs. Portland and Roger will have fucking 3-way virtual sex thinking about you. Isn't that right?
I guess.
I'll puke.
Yeah, an attorney would never agree to represent someone if they've never spoken to them. And, you know, every time Natasha said, I had another meeting with my attorney, it was, I mean, I knew it was bullshit then because you never got anything done with these meetings. Like, you had so many meetings, but whatever became of those meetings? Anybody?
Robbie, look at Gigi's comment. I think you're right. I never even thought about that.
She probably listens to your live streams, and it is, oh wait, with Gypsy, and it is her response. And the reason she has no live stream tonight, probably thinking about the damage control.
Well, she made a post saying she was taking a break tonight.
Isn't that funny? When more facts get laid out, she needs a break.
Yeah, because
she needs a break to come up with lies.
That Gypsy was going to be bringing proof.
Well, how I knew about Natasha lying to me regarding the attorney that she said that she had found for me. I confronted her on one of her lives here, I think about a week ago, and I asked her flat out, what is the name of the attorney so I can get in contact with him and ask my own questions? And she just refused.
That's because it never existed.
Exactly. Thank you. My point.
Yeah, and as far as her, telling her community that keeps getting smaller every time she comes back, by the way, um, that I'm terrible and I go straight for, her deceased relatives or whatever. Natasha, my point is if you want to go petty low on me, I can do the same. I'm sorry, you used my essay. I can't apply that to you because nobody touches you. So I went for whatever I could. Is it okay for me to do that? No. But I don't give a fuck when you're coming after me for traumatic shit. So just know that. You decided to go low. What, Nikki?
No, I was just whispering the Lord's Prayer.
Oh.
Bullshit. Like I believe that, Nikki.
Our
I'm
Father who art in
kidding.
heaven,
I'm
hallowed be
kidding.
thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread as we forgive those who trespass against us. Give us this day our daily bread as we forgive those. Whatever. I just
Lead us
said
not
that.
into temptation and deliver
as
us
we
from evil. For
read
that is the
thine
kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever.
Yeah,
Amen.
I did. If you listen back, I did. I was praying.
Oh, she will have a pity party. Look, Natasha's
God
done
help
this
me.
to me every single time.
Pray for
And
me.
listen, I'm not kidding. Type in or go back on my older videos, type in Natasha Cooper and save Robbie. You will see. I'm in Aunt Sally's house in my room years ago saying, Natasha, you couldn't reach out to me. You decided to drag me on a live instead. Now all your passive aggressive bullshit. It's the same thing. It's the same fucking pattern with her. And I'm the dumb one who, decides to trust her again, which I won't.
I
Um,
didn't. Okay, no, sorry. I'm
but it's the
getting.
same shit. And it's the same shit. And then I blow up on her. And then she turns around. And by the way, I heard her say yesterday, Rob, I have never cried because of Robbie. You've cried multiple times and you cried the other day because of me, bitch. Shut up. So I'll make her cry. All right. Because I respond to her and I clap back, but I do it better. And then she cries and she does like a pity party fundraiser. So she loves this.
She cried more over getting $20,000 than she did for any fucking grieving, and that is a fact. I
Yeah.
said it. I said what I said, and that is
Money
a fact.
money is her motivation. And it doesn't matter who she turns on or stomps on. It doesn't fucking matter. Rooting said, Robbie, tonight I said I won't be abused and won't tolerate abuse and will be who I am. Older Ma here, but was solid to all my younger mom friends. Funny how people forget you were fucking real. Fuck them. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And a lot of people, they don't like, that's why having Kim and Crafton sit there and brag about how loving Natasha is and forgiving.
What do they know about love?
Well, good point. Nothing. Um, that is a couple that we're gonna see on the news one day. It's bound to happen.
That
Um,
bitch was in the news for fraud and embezzlement.
well, Natasha, yes. Kim and
No,
Crafton
Kim.
eventually.
No,
Oh,
Kim.
really?
Oh, you didn't hear about that? Yes, this bitch. Oh, she was fucking someone's husband and everything else. It was disgusting. And Natasha's gonna talk about me blowing someone. No, have a look at that fucking whore over there, because she was fucking and sucking and doing all kinds of shit. She was lying on her time cards and getting paid for hours. The bitch was not working. She was sucking the dick of someone who was married to another woman. That's what she did. That was Kim, and it was in the news.
Well, I will say I don't blame her because, I mean, look what she's got at home. She's got a homeless man she took back in that she calls her husband.
No, this was before. And this was like, I don't know, a politician or a lawyer or something. I don't know. But she was dirty. Dirty girl.
He was a politician? Damn, she really downgraded with Crafton.
I don't know who she was fucking, but she was like she was on the clock. Bitch,
No,
I was
she
in
was
my
on the
driveway.
cock.
It was in the middle of that. Yes.
May I have
An L,
permission
and
to,
then she didn't. It was awful.
may I have permission to speak, Robbie?
No.
Again, regarding
Absolutely.
Natasha, she's also very mentally and emotionally abusive to everyone, like she has with you and me and everyone else that she's come across. How long have you and I known Natasha, Robbie? Going back, what? Almost 6 years.
Yeah. Well, about 4, I think.
I came
Maybe
across
5.
her during the Gabby Petito trial. That's when I came across Natasha because, again, one day I was just channel surfing on YouTube looking for any and all news updates on that particular story. And that's how I came across Natasha.
Well,
Thank you, Ruthie.
what she does, and you are right, Ms. Portland. I mean,
Better
we're seeing
fucking
it.
not be Hormaxer.
You are not Hormaxer. Message me if you are, because he messages me. No, but what she does, and you see it with everybody, she's doing it now. That's all she does. She will not address the actual issue. And what she'll do is she'll go for anything that she thinks is going to really hurt your feelings. And then she turns around and cries when someone hurts her feelings in return and is shocked, and her mind is blown with the words that come out of my mouth. I don't care. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Your sister is in a better place. This is not against her. This is against you. So when I say something to hurt your feelings, your sister's fine. You ain't. And don't sit there and act like you are like even care about it. Because to me, you went and did a popularity contest battle on your TikTok moments after you found out about your sister. And you were
I
fine.
can say something to that effect, Robbie, is I don't know how long ago this was, but I heard that she actually stole money off of her sister's credit card. I think she stole like what, $300,000 away from her own sister. It's like, who would do something like that?
Yeah, somebody was telling me that, well, I guess that's her only sister, but she had stolen from her and they didn't even get along.
She also used another girl, a young girl, her social security number to get AdSense.
Oh, is he live, Bill? Hold on.
Oh dear God, help me!
Hold on,
I prayed
Hormaxer.
for you when you invited him in here. Jesus Christ!
Well, I was going to get off here in a minute, anyways.
No, it's fine.
I said that like an hour
okay.
ago.
No, I'll live. I'll be okay.
Hold on.
But also, what about the gal that she stole tax money from that she did several years ago when she had this so-called dress shop? Some gal came to her for help regarding getting the need of help for a tax return. What happened to that money that poor gal was owed?
Yeah. Well, she deflects. She doesn't know them, or she forgot about them.
Max.
Or she's so popular, she forgot about them. And Jax, spare me the bullshit you said last night. He said, well, of course Natasha doesn't remember. She has thousands of people she talks to and hundreds of people that do research for her. Well, you're right on that. She doesn't do her own fucking research. And second of all, Jax, don't sit there and act like Natasha's all fucking like high and mighty and sweet and kind to everybody when she's dragged you through the mud multiple fucking times. What the hell are you doing?
Robbie, forget these broads like
Shut
Nikki turn men gay. Shut up, you fucking cunt. Shut up!
Fuck!
I'm here to
Why
turn
the
Robbie's
fuck do you
balls.
always have to
I'm
run
here
your
for
fucking mouth?
Robbie's
Nobody
balls and
cares
not your
what
dick
you have
pussy.
to fucking say,
Not
you
your
fucking
fucking
clown.
stank
Shut the
pussy.
fuck up. You're in
We're
a
not
fucking
here for
disco.
your
It's the
stank
fucking
pussy.
it's
Take that
2025.
dirty
You
snatch
understand?
somewhere
It's
else.
not
I'm here for
1975.
Robbie's
Go
clean
fuck yourself.
hypocritical
Get the
balls.
fuck out of here,
Not
you
your
fucking
dirty
crow.
snatch, you cunt.
You don't know anything
fucking
about my
cunt.
snatch.
Come over
Fuck
here,
off.
you dirty snatch.
Hey, Doxer, long time no see.
Fuck you. I'm here for Robbie and the gay
You
sex.
wish.
Fuck
you wish.
you whore.
You
Fuck
wish.
you, slut. You
Hormaxer.
ain't got a
Hormaxer.
fucking drain balls.
Fuck off.
Hold on,
I
hold on,
love
hold on, hold
Robbie.
on.
Fuck you. Fuck you, you
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
slut, cunt whore. Fuck you. Here's Robbie.
That's how he gets turned on. No, Robbie.
Robbie, that's for Robbie.
Oh my God, really?
He loves me, though. He does.
Wow.
I love you, Hormaxer, but keep it in your pants.
Is he gonna stay dressed? Because I don't mind him being up here. I won't even talk, Robbie. I promise. I won't hear him
Jesus
talk to me.
Christ. I don't got time for all that.
I thought he was gonna rip it off.
It's good to see
Yeah,
his face
fuck.
again, though.
Yes, nice to see you, Hormax. I hope you're well.
What, Bill?
Wow.
What channel is he on now? I haven't seen him on in forever.
Wow. That
$13,000 in
thing was
dresses.
interesting. I'll say one more thing, then I'll go ahead and drop down, Robbie. But I want Nikki to know I still listen to you at night when I'm in bed because you're my nighttime medicine. I love listening to you, Nikki. I get such a roar listening to you when you're live.
That was very sweet, Miss Portland. Sorry,
Yes.
I'm gonna Gigi, about your comment. Everybody that does research for Natasha, she doesn't. Her community posts alone, I mean, whether she watches or not, just shows that she tells people she doesn't do her own fucking research because she's literally making 2 books full of community posts responding to Nikki and I. But she hasn't listened. So all the other people are listening for her. She doesn't do her research because she knows nothing about the case that I'm a victim in. That someone's
here's the
on 2
interesting
years
thing.
probation now because of a gun charge. She doesn't do her fucking research on that.
You know what's interesting, right? So she said her people are blowing up her, like a lot of people are blowing up her phone. Hey, Natasha, you know what that tells me? That tells me that all the people that are supposed to be supporting you are watching Robbie and I.
Yeah.
All of them. How does that make you feel, Natasha? A little scared. Natasha, you can type all you want and you can say all you want that you are not intimidated by me. But the fact is, you are, and you are the one who provided the proof of that. And if you're not intimidated by me, why don't you fucking meet me up on a panel, bitch?
Oh, she's intimidated. She's definitely intimidated by me too, because why else go into my real life and try to fucking like involve yourself? Because you can't fucking
quit you. That's what she can't do. She can't quit you, Robbie. That's why she's trying to get to you through the fucking back door, the back alley, bitch.
Well, and she can't quit Siren either. And sorry, Siren, but she's the one who brings him up.
She's weaponizing him.
And when
I
she
didn't see her
did,
defending him the way she defended Lyndon and fucking Larry, did she? When she made that big fucking production where she was saying they're part of my community, and if you fuck with them, you fuck with me. But what the fuck? I didn't see her stand that fucking big and bad when people were dragging Siren in my chat.
No, and she's dragged Siren. She's dragged him about his wife when he didn't choose between us. So this is just a way. And anybody who does this, it's very ignorant to do because people can see what you're doing. They brag. Like, I've never done this to Siren. I've never done that. They're deflecting because she's done horrible shit to him.
Yeah, I remember.
Terrible shit. And she's just trying to, like, get him to choose a side or make herself look better. People already know who the fuck you are and what you've done. There's no need to try to sugarcoat shit and deflect. You're wasting your time. I've been a good friend to Siren because I'm honest with him. I don't kiss his
Your
ass.
friendship with Siren is none of her fucking business. And you know what? Siren is a grown ass man. If he wants to be friends with you and her at the same time, nobody should fucking interfere with that. And certainly not her. That is not an okay thing to do.
Exactly.
If you care about your friends, you care about your friendship with them. Nobody else. That's it.
Yep. And I've been friends with Siren long before he's ever donated anything to me ever. There are friends that I have that in the beginning, it was uncomfortable because they do donate often or bigger amounts.
Mhm.
Siren has been one of those people in the recent years, and there's many others. And
Well, a lot
in the
of them
beginning,
do it
it's
publicly.
uncomfortable. Huh?
A lot of people do it publicly just to show off.
Yes, like Scarlett. But
Okay,
a
yeah.
lot of people, like, I don't know to say their name when they do PayPal and whatnot, unless they give me permission. So
I never know.
I don't. But my friendship with them was not ever based on that. And it is not with Siren or anybody else. I've learned that if people want to give, especially at this time in my life, then I'll take it. But that does not mean that I'm going to kiss your ass or do everything you say, because I don't let money be my motivation. That if Siren or anybody else stopped donating, that doesn't end my friendship like it does with you, Natasha. That's not how I am. I'm not going to kiss their ass because they donate. That's not how I operate.
She's just greedy. And everything to her is numbers and money.
Yeah, because that's all she talks about.
And like Siren has actually taken his time, spent his money to fucking travel to visit you. That's that's a friendship. That is a real friendship. That's not, an online, like, I mean, when you think about it like that, come on. Obviously, you guys care very much for each other, obviously as friends, and you have a very genuine friendship. And for her or anyone, including me, to put either one of you in a situation to where you feel you have to choose is absolutely not okay.
Well,
So,
I'm just going to say it. If he was forced to make a decision, he'd choose me.
well,
Because I actually talk to him outside of YouTube. I don't call him up on my panel to lead the show like Natasha does when she doesn't have anything else to fucking talk about.
I don't even want to, honestly, I'm trying hard not to say too much about Siren because I feel like I've seen, regardless of whatever's happened between us, I've seen her treatment of him, and it made me very angry, and it bothered me a lot because I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" All her and Kim actually, that when he's on panel, and it makes me sick. It's.
Well, they're all going to fall out again. They always do. Kim and Crafton are all about the drama. They insert themselves, and they know nothing about most of the situation. They are strictly there to kiss Natasha's ass because she just let her husband back in their home off the streets, and they're planning on starting their channel back up, and they need followers. So they're kissing Natasha's ass.
Did you see what S. Hawkett said? No.
She'll call you out if you cancel a membership. Yeah, if you... I mean, it's all money-based. That's why she says, this is my job. That's a poor excuse to say I'm too lazy to get out and get an actual job. And like Nikki said earlier, if you do consider this your job, that's gross because you go after people for some foul shit, but then play victim when they do it in return.
You're going to say 1 minute you don't care, but in the next minute you're saying that this is your business and it's us you're talking about.
anytime Natasha shouts out loudly that she doesn't care, she's not triggered, she doesn't know that person, they're beneath her, all you got to do is watch what she's actually doing. She's actually responding. She's actually going real life. She's actually doing foul shit and going on and on and on. But she doesn't care? My fucking ass. My ass. And Gracie, I already addressed that. Go give me a view on my other live stream. But you won't be able to comment on it because I'm blocking your ass, bitch.
You can still watch it though.
Yeah, you can still watch even though you're blocked. Your voice just won't be heard. Not when you come in here trying to spark that fight up again when I already addressed it, bitch. Good try, though. She doesn't report her income? Well, I know for a while when she came back, she had her AdSense in someone else's name. That's how she was making money. So that person would have had to file it on their taxes, not her.
And that person was related to her.
Yeah.
And that was fucking ignorant.
Yeah, so she can be as loud as she wants and say it, and first of all, this is not about trying to make her triggered. That's not my purpose. My purpose was for her to take accountability for her turning on me like that and forcing me to choose between her and Nikki. She didn't say that
Natasha,
with
you're
her
out of your
words.
fucking
She
mind
did that.
to even try that shit with me and Robbie. I didn't want to say this before because I didn't want to sound so cocky, but you're fucking crazy. I know I don't ever have to fucking go to Robbie with any bullshit. I know I don't ever have to say that. I would never do that anyways. But as soon as you started that shit, Natasha, that's when I already fucking knew. I knew it. And you were right, Natasha. I knew what was coming because the shit you were saying. I knew it.
I
And I
knew it too.
knew that you can't be putting Robbie to a test like that because he will straighten your ass out. You never had a chance, bitch.
No, she didn't. And Nikki hasn't liked many people, including Natasha, for years. And she's never put me in that position. And
Yeah. I don't care who your
yes,
friends are. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with our friendship.
no.
None of
And
your other friends, by the way, have ever done the shit she's done to try and ruin your friendships.
nope. And besides the passive aggressive, her fucking dragging me instead of coming to me, when I would respond to her text messages or on the phone, just saying, you're both my friends, so I don't know what to do. She would say, yes, but right is right and wrong is wrong. That's all she would respond. So she's basically forcing me to say one of them's in the wrong. In the beginning, I didn't think either one was doing anything wrong. They're just going at each other. That's it. It's not a big deal. And I've even told both of them that. Like, you're not doing anything wrong to the point where I'm gonna be outraged for either one of you.
Yeah.
And then she pushed and pushed and pushed. And she just cannot. She is a very competitive person. I'm not competitive. I mean, I will give you back what you give, but I don't care. It's not about winning, but it is to her. When she's mad at someone, she needs to win over their friends. She needs to win over their life. I mean, she went to my ex-husband, well, not ex-husband, but you know what I mean.
Soon to be.
She went to my ex, for crying out loud, to feel like she has some sort of victory over me. That's how fucking insecure she is.
That's what she does.
Yeah.
I can't wait. If you guys want to see vindication, wait till she comes back. Wait till she comes back. And I have the people from way back in the day up on the panel addressing all her bullshit. I have her lives. They're all still up. The people that she was talking about, well, Gypsy came up, and Gypsy is the person. The Natasha, I don't even know why she would do that. That is true, Roosting. She did underestimate my friendship with Robbie. She did do that. Natasha, you are a fucking idiot. If you've known Robbie for as long as you have, and you really thought, you're fucking dumb. But anyways,
Yep.
I can't wait for her to come back, and for the people who were around, the people who were in that chat, because they're going to have a voice, Natasha, and they're coming with all the fucking receipts, because these bitches do not play. Trust and believe that, okay? They have shit organized. They're fucking surgical with this shit, because they have to be. And if you want to talk about a pissant, that would be you now. That will be you. And everybody's going to know, all your supporters, all of your friends, all the people who have been believed in you are going to see undeniable proof that you lied to every single fucking one of them. When you fucking sat up there and ran your mouth, you were lying, and you knew that you were lying to the very fucking people who stood by you, who supported you, and who thought you were their friend. Everybody's going to know.
Oh, I believe Kim and Crafton, those people flip-flop nonstop. I mean, that's what they're known for. And, you know, to Kim and Crafton and Jax and the people that say, why does it matter? Who cares? It's old news. It matters because Natasha's currently lying about old news. That's why it matters.
Look, I hate even bringing this up, because I don't want to make this about me, because this is not about me. This is about Natasha. But when she did what I said she did, and there were so many people that didn't believe me. People really thought I was crazy. And Natasha planting her seeds and saying I was having a mental health crisis and that I was having a psychotic break. She was saying all this fucking crazy shit. And unfortunately, there were people that were believing her, because you wouldn't notice it if you didn't know. If you don't know that we have a history, and if you don't know anything that's happened between her and I, and she's up there saying, and all of a sudden you hear me snap one day, and nothing has happened publicly prior to that. Yes, of course, people are going to side-eye me and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's what she does.
Then they've got her up there saying that I don't know the bitch. I don't know her. I don't know who she is. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I can't believe she's fucking saying this right now. And
she's doing the same thing to me.
Well, bit by bit, it came out, and she still hasn't admitted that she fucking lied about it. She continues to lie.
Yep. She's literally, like she's doing to you, saying, oh, you're just having a mental breakdown. Mm-hmm. She is blaming me, calling her out for what she's doing to me, flipping on me, going real life. She's blaming that and saying that I'm an addict and that I'm drunk and high and like I don't see straight. No, bitch. I do see straight, and I call you out on it. Mm-hmm. And you use every fucking excuse to try to vindicate yourself. I may have had addictions in my life.
And the reason the reason it's important for me that, what?
Oh, no, I was just saying, even at my worst point in addiction, I still saw through two-faced fake people like yourself. It's not hard to see.
It's not.
You can blame me calling you out on addiction or whatever else you fucking want to, but I'm calling you out on facts. So there's that.
But that's what she does. So, when people challenge her or call her out, or, she just won't stop. She's like Amy. The lies just continue with her. Like it's mind numbing to me. You know, and with her and Amy, it's the same shit. They say the same fucking things. You're a fucking drug addict. You're well, you know, all the things that they've said about you are and they do the same thing to me. Is they'll say she's mental, she's crazy, she's on lithium, blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, that's great. However, doesn't change the fact that you said what you said, you did what you did, you fucking lied, and
Yep.
you can deflect all you want. These things, though, are not going to change. The truth never changes. And I have never. Now, here's another thing that Amy always says, but I'm sure Natasha will start too. You know, saying that I can't keep my story straight. That, you know, my lies. It's just crazy. I've never wavered on any fucking thing that I've ever fucking said. And if I've done things like calling her Amy's stepfather that people don't agree with, or talking about the diary pages which people don't agree with, I take accountability for every fucking thing that I do, even if I may not agree all the time that some of the things that I say or do are wrong. I'll acknowledge that people are offended by them, and I'll apologize. Not always, but I will. These assholes out here, they just bypass all of that and go straight to the insults, you know, and the degradation and all of that, because they're trying to discredit. That's what the goal here is, to discredit you, discredit me, discredit anyone who is calling them out. Listen, Natasha, you first of all, bitch, I know you you know me. But I won't stop, and I don't care what mental health condition you label me as. It's not going to change that. Okay? I'm not going to fucking stop. I'm on your ass. And I'm going to fucking stay on your ass, bitch, until you stop fucking around. If you want to, I don't care. I don't care what the bitch does. She can be out here, whatever. But when you start your shit with me, Natasha, oh, I'm a petty bitch. And guess what? I got the time. You may not, bitch. I do. I got the fucking time for your ass, and I'm on it. And I don't care what people say. You call me obsessed. Say that I'm stalking you. Yeah, great. That shit doesn't fucking faze me, okay? Understand that. And let me introduce myself. I am the pettiest of petty. And I've got all the fucking time and resources that I need. So
And
just
you're
keep
not
that in
just
mind when you're out here running your fucking mouth.
you're not just petty because you don't like somebody. What these people ignore is that Natasha goes, like, she's petty and she goes low first.
No, I don't mean low petty like that. I mean, I'm petty to the point where, I mean, I'll cling on to some shit and I'm not going to let it go. That's what I mean. Not petty like dumb. Like,
with me, these idiots make excuses and ignore what she's actively gone at me for lately. These people, like that YT dumb bitch that goes up on her panel acting like Natasha's this innocent person that should be glorified and praised. No. I want to know what this YT bitch thinks about her talking about my rape. We don't want to hear how it should be an honor to be on her panel. You should be embarrassed to be on her panel at this fucking point.
Truly. Carrie, I just want to say, Carrie said, the truth does change. It is everyone's perception of what the truth is. That's not, no offense, Carrie, but that's not actually true. The truth never changes. People have different perspectives of situations, but things that were said, things that were done, that is the truth. Those things don't change. And she asks, wait, what is this? Why would you think any different? Why would you team back up with her? What in the hell? Who cares about that one? Anyway, she asked another question. She said, this is an honest question and I want an honest answer. What do you people get out of this going back and forth and back and forth? What is your end game? I don't get anything out of this.
Me neither.
At all. I just don't fucking like assholes. So,
yep.
And I don't,
and
I
the
have
fact
no
that
end
she
game.
lies about
Yeah.
me. Okay. I left
like
a marriage
abusers.
because of lies. I don't tolerate that. And I don't team up with people either. I don't do the group mentality. I don't choose sides. I stand completely by myself. And so when I become friends with somebody again, to me that's not teaming up, because I do not go to bat for my friends.
Nope.
I don't involve myself or insert myself into their fights, and I don't do any of that. And that was a problem to Natasha. My friends are adults. If I'm friends with you, it's because I have respect for you, that you're an individual, you stand on your own, you stand up for yourself. Those are the types of people I like to be friends with. And
If I,
so I don't team up with anybody.
if I were to say, because I was thinking about this, if I were to say if there was ever an end game, if I, for me, it would be that I number one, I just think that child abusers should be called out. The other thing that really bothers me, and I know that, I mean, I'm just literally a fucking crumb in this entire universe when it comes to this, and I don't believe I'm going to make a dent anywhere, but I have a real problem with bullies. I don't fucking like people who bully people. I don't like people who intimidate other people. I don't like people who take advantage of people, vulnerable people or people naive, whatever. Okay. And when I see things like that happening, I I'm I don't have the self-control to stay quiet about that. And when I see that happening, and she's been doing this, and she should be called, anybody who behaves that way should be called out. Now, I don't know that that's an end game, because I don't believe that people like her and Amy and Tiffany and Retro and whoever else, I don't believe that they're ever going to learn from any of this. But they should be confronted by it, and it should never be ignored.
Yep, and Sizzle Silva is correct. Neither one of us started, me or Nikki started this. I actually tried to ignore it, and I stood against it. I stood firm, even in community posts, and said, I'm not budging. I'm not going either way. They're fighting, let them fight. Nikki let me do that. Not like it was up to anybody to allow me to do that. But Natasha didn't. And that's what she's ignoring, and that's what people are ignoring. And how hard she's gone at me simply because I didn't want to get involved. And she's like, well, when you see stuff, you should speak up about it. No, because I know you're both adults, and I care about both of you at the time.
Problem.
Yeah, so I'm not going to add to that fire. I'm not going to speak up for either one of you.
It was never your fight. Why?
No.
I mean, why should anybody expect you or anybody?
Plus, it would look like an attack on the other person if I were to speak up about any of that. No. If you want to try to involve me, Natasha, like you did, then I'll mediate. That's all I had to offer, and you didn't like my answer.
I was okay with that.
Yep. You were. Oh, but I gotta get off of here.
How long have you been on?
3 hours.
Oh, shit. 218? Oh.
Yeah, but
well, we're going to hear, right? It's because we were talking about her. Yeah, we were dragging the fuck out of you, Natasha. So if we've got 218 people listening, don't flatter yourself, okay? Because that's a bunch of people listening to us talk shit about you.
Yeah, and the only reason I brought up that number earlier is because literally last night she said, specifically, you and I could not clear 200. And I was like, oh, isn't that ironic? Here's me and Nikki and over 200. I don't give a shit about the number, to be
she also mentioned numbers in her community posts. So
yeah, the only person that cares about that is you and Natasha. And that is your driving force.
And hamburgers.
Yeah, but one day when fucking every platform, because this is a thing, fucking sues you for making money on their platforms when you're banned, when you get sued and have to get a job and shit, tell me about numbers then and then brag.
I'm confused though. She says she has over 1 million
subscribers and followers somewhere or in total. I don't know. And
No.
well, yeah, I know that. But if she's doing so well somewhere, because I don't know where she thinks she's doing well, why the fuck is she spending every goddamn night for hours upon hours over here, not monetized, talking about us for hours? Where the fuck are you? Where are you so successful at, Natasha?
Well, what she's doing, she actually is stealing from these platforms because she's using their platform to advertise her pay links and stuff, and
Yes.
she's not even allowed here.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, she said that she said I didn't come back over here for this drama bullshit. That's exactly what you came for, because you're actually losing views every time you get a TikTok banned, and losing followers. They don't find you again. So you're being smart about it. You're coming back over to YouTube, doing what you're best well known for, and that's stirring shit. And then you're telling people, I mean, just look at her community wall. Come on over and support me. I'm doing a battle, which is that popularity contest battle bullshit on TikTok that only children should do.
This
And
old hag.
yeah.
No.
And so she's coming over here, starting drama, and getting people that are listening to go over and hit the button on her little fucking petty battle to build up her self-esteem. And thank you,
Well,
Sizzle.
I mean,
Are you
this
going live,
is
Nikki?
really, truly, it's so sad. Girl, you know I am. I only said that
Okay.
because you called yourself a queen.
Well, I'm going to end this.
But yes, I'll hop off here because
Okay,
I'm
I
about
love
to
you.
say some filthy fucking sinister shit, and I don't want to say it. All right, you guys, thanks for having me. And wait, but boot me, Robbie. I can never fucking get this right.
Boot you?
No, I'm serious. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I can't. I can't click
fuck
it
off.
properly.
There, I booted her. All right, guys, I'm going to go. And thank you for listening. I didn't plan on being on there that long, but thank you to everybody that's listened. Thank you to the people that aren't assholes. Thank you to the people that don't choose sides and don't support when fucking she's over there bashing my sexual assault and everything else. It's surprising to see people over there while she's talking about that and just being perfectly okay with it. But it's not completely surprising because, again, it is YouTube and people just flippity floppity flip. And thank you for the super chats. Thank you to everyone that's got me stuff off my Amazon wish list and that supported me in between jobs with, donations and stuff. It is helpful. Despite what Natasha says, I do have stuff planned, and, hopefully my pension check comes sooner than later, but it could take 6 weeks. But I did pay my rent on my own with my last paycheck from my last job. So she can fuck off with all that he doesn't support himself bullshit. And the fact that people from YouTube reported my job, and that's why I left. Because of the bullshit that they would have caused me at that job that I had for 7 years, by the way. And Natasha was defending me about until she flip-flopped. Now all of a sudden it's a different story. Pay attention to how her morals and her views change depending on who she's mad at. That's all you got to do. Anyways, guys, have a good night. And I will talk to you later.
No chance.